Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we feel tonight, guys. Yeah, it's just a meh kind of night. But we're
Mm.
here. We're here. Hopefully live. Hopefully you can hear us. We're playing some games. I am currently under a tornado hazard warning. So if I suddenly go blank and the stream drops, I'm dead. I'm dead. We'll just go with that. And so yeah, it's been a day, guys. It's been a day. So let's play some games and let's try to make this better. First edition Dungeons and Dragons tonight as we play through the A series, the classic series of module. A3 is what you guys are on tonight. And let's see, who do we have playing tonight? Jeff, who's your character? What level are they? What class? Except we can't hear you, Jeff. You must be muted. Try that again. Still muted. We'll come back to Jeff. Oak!
Hey, this is Oak. I'll be playing Thybor, the level 7 half-orc fighter, who's almost dead.
Almost. Friendin!
Hi, I'm Groanwolf. I'm a level 6 magic user and a level 2 cleric. And that's in real life. No, it's in the game. Hi.
Richard?
Hi, I am Richard's good twin, as you can tell by the lack of beard. And I am playing Tristan, the human-born, dragon-raised, remuneration redistribution specialist, who is level 7 and is more dead than you.
That's entirely possible. And Dion, who some stuff
Hello.
changed on the camera and his name splashed across the middle of his face, but we're just going to go with that.
Oh, is it across my face? I was trying to like zoom out. Well, I'm Dion, and yeah, you can find me on my Twitch channel, Substitutes, and I'm playing Patty Arquette, level 6, 7, 5, level 5
Bingo.
barbarian. Numbers are hard.
They
Mike.
are. You know, level 5 barbarian, though, is like a level 7 anything else, really. I mean, that's just how
It's
it
true.
goes. Jeff, do we have audio yet?
We go?
We got audio.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Who you playing, Jeff?
Yeah. I'm playing Talina. She is a third level druid and a second level fighter. So a total of 5 levels there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me.
All right. So last session we managed to get through 2 rooms. Let's see what the count will be tonight. Some of you are pretty banged up after those encounters, though. You just gotten through a trapped room that had this rope that was hanging off the ceiling, which did indeed open up the secret door. However,
I'm at the secret floor as well.
Yeah, that too.
Ooh.
So you're on the other side of this thing now. We'll pick up there, and you didn't do a lot of reconnaissance yet. So here we are, room A5 there, or no A6, just past the secret door. All right, so let's take stock. How bad off does everybody look? Tristan looks pretty bad.
Oh, very bad.
Yeah.
Very, very bad. And he doesn't have any shoes anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No one has pants.
Yeah, Talina's down to her small cloth as well, as she had to take off armor for the acid. Let's see, who else is down?
But I look good.
Yeah. Who ripped off the bottom of their robes? That was Friggin',
me.
that was Groanwolf.
Yeah,
right.
I was like, you know what? Poo bearing it is something I do anyway, so this really isn't a hardship for me.
Dion's character's barbarian doesn't wear much as it is anyway, but he's just kind of swinging in the wind right now. He's
Yep. I'm at half HP and I'm completely nude.
yeah.
Half HP, but full his peen.
Oh, yeah.
Oak had a lot of metal armor on him, so Oak's mostly fine with his armor. Some of his straps need some work, some readjusting, but otherwise he's okay. So, well, you've just gotten past the secret door. You're in this corridor that's lit by whatever you're carrying for light, but it seems to be a safe enough location for now. You're not hearing any sounds around you. Nothing seems to be pursuing you. Patty is sans any creatures. They're all either dead or in the back room.
So if some of you were to, like, let's say, try to quantify what your health were into numerical units, how are some of you feeling? I'm like a good double 7 right now. I'm feeling like 14 and ready to stab someone in the spleen.
Mechanically, if
Well.
you want a metagame, I'm a 14 of 71.
You're just a little down. Tristan, I think it looks the worst off.
Yeah, definitely. I can roll the number of hit points that I have on a single d6.
Ooh, good.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
good news, everyone. I'm out of healing, which is why I wanted to bring it up.
Right. Dion, keeper of the bits. What are we sitting on for bits right now?
We have 34 rerolls.
Okay, so half that for healing. If you wanted to turn some of that into healing instead.
I thought it was 4 for a group heal.
Yeah, 4.
Is-
Well, no, 4 is 4 for a group heal. Yeah,
So that's not half, that's a
yeah,
quarter.
that's true.
Okay.
He said, why did I even bring that up? We could have had twice as much healing. What am I doing?
Damn it, Richard. You're the only lawful good rogue I know.
2 rerolls is for a single person heal, but 4 for a group healing. So if you want to blow those 4 rerolls, you can all get a hit die back.
That seems good to me.
Yeah?
I might double the number of hit points I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? We'll just still have 30 of them, so...
Yeah. I mean,
So we
how
can
do
hit
you
that.
heal in game apart from healing potions and a cleric? It's just 1 hit point a day for resting. That's it.
Yeah.
1 hit point a day plus con bonus. If you're actually under somebody's care, it's a little faster, but it's slow healing unless you can get it done magically.
You know what? Honestly, I feel as though that relying only on the bit-based rerolls and not on healing potions is the Iron Man way to play AD&D.
Barbarian is D12?
D12.
Correct.
Okay.
Sure, it's not a D30. That
Oh,
fucking class.
nice. Oh, nice.
All
That's
right.
I roll my
19.
lowly D4 and like it.
I'm reasonably certain that your D4 is going to be higher than my D6, but...
I only got a.
Yep, there
In
we
fact,
go.
in
Oh,
fact.
no!
In
Mhm.
fact.
no.
Delicious, delicious hit point.
You know what? I beat
We
you
can
by
get
2
on with
whole.
that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
you do, Oak. I think you get your con mod, yeah.
It's only 2 rerolls to get a single person healed. You can blow
Oh.
2 more, Tristan. Get another D6 or D4.
I'm feeling as though the Dark Lady is telling me to get 2 dice worth of rerolls for my friend here that stabs people in the back.
Do it.
Yeah. Go ahead and burn off 2 more and give us another roll there of a D6.
You sure? But I
Yes.
don't want to roll another 1.
Do it.
And you know that's what's going to happen.
It's going to be a 6 this time. You're going to get the opposite result.
What's the worst that could happen?
A
Well, I
1.
would get a second hit
One.
point.
Yeah, we know.
Ah.
It's a discrete outcome, actually.
I don't know. Possibly I might get a -4, maybe
You
on
know
the
what,
die somehow.
Richard? I've never anticipated a dice roll in a game more in my life.
All
No
right.
pressure.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's not horrible.
Oh, there we go.
Middle of the
All right, so you guys take some time to solve your wounds, readjust what armor you might still have. Some of you are sans armor now. Take stock of things.
You know, I would like to talk to Tristan and find out if he would be interested in me, trying to cure on him. I'm not going to do without his permission, but, I'll let him know that I have some talent in it. And
Do you have healing sort of magics as well then?
I do. And,
Oh wow.
out of character, it's a second level for me, so it
I-
takes a little bit more away from me. I've got 4 of them, but
I mean, I am not feeling good, but I am wondering if it would be better to heal the front line people more than myself.
I think everybody else looks okay. Oak was barely
Yeah.
scratched, really, and he got a
I'm
decent
at
amount
22
back.
now.
Yeah. And then Patty,
And it-
I
Oh,
think,
wow.
got
You're
more.
talking about front line. You're in the front line a lot looking for traps.
Yeah, there's
That's
that.
true.
There's
Yes, but
that.
I can be invisible so you can't see you when I die now.
Yeah, exactly. We can't even render aid. Where is he?
We'll never find his body now.
Yeah.
I have plenty of HP, so don't mind me.
Plus, he's handy with that bow, so.
All right. Well,
I
yeah,
mean-
up to you whether.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it would be appreciated, but
All right, then. Then I'll go into a small little incantation and do my cure light wounds. And I guess what would do you want to do it?
no,
Bert?
not yourself. Well, sorry.
Or I don't know.
I
who
think he
rolls it, but
prefers
it's a
you to roll.
1d8.
I think he
I was gonna
prefers
say,
you.
yeah,
to.
you roll, man.
I think
No
this.
You
spell.
want me to roll it? Okay.
Go for it.
So I think the spell is basically he's handing out pamphlets and asking if you've accepted the the Lady of the Hunt into your life as your personal savior, and
Lady of the Hunted. Yeah, we go way back. Heal me.
oh, look at that! 8
Oh,
points.
wow.
Those pamphlets are awesome.
You know, I'm pretty new to this whole healing thing. Do you have more of those pamphlets? Actually, I might just put one in my. Oh, I've taken my pants
And
off.
here's the T-shirt as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
A koozie, potion koozie.
Yeah, Brendan, your goddesses brochures don't go over well. You know, they start with "Have you accepted soul-crushing insanity into your life?"
How do you feel about nihilism
Yes.
for Christmas?
Exactly. Okay, guys, you take some time, you heal up, you recenter your gear, look to see if anything's damaged. Anything that you had on you that was metal, stone, no problem at all. Some of if you've got bags, pouches, that sort of thing, the cloth is a bit brittle. Anything that you're holding from, let's say, waist up is just fine. But otherwise, yeah, I don't expect anybody had anything strapped to their legs, but there you go. So you are a sight. Who's got light, by the way? And what are you using for light?
I just see pretty good.
Yeah.
That
Got it.
can
I
do
had a
that.
lantern, but now I do still have some oil flasks. If anybody else has anything, I've got 4 oil flasks.
Yep. You got 3 of you that can't see in the dark, 2 that can. Yeah, if you had lanterns, those were recoverable, so that's fine. If you had torches, same thing. You probably didn't keep them anywhere around your legs, so you got 'em.
Bert, the vintage pulp paperback collection I kept strapped to my legs though is just hosed, and I'm real sad about it.
Yeah. Okay, so here you are
Before we
in
head
this
on,
corridor.
Does Grown have any glass?
I did have glass. I carried a lot of glass. I always called it like on my cloak and belt. So depending on how strict the belt thing
No,
is,
you're
some
good.
of that's probably gone.
No, it's just from like legs down. The belt
Okay.
is fine. Yeah.
Well, I'm just
Okay.
curious if you wanted to, if we could find a way. Did the acid melt things super fast, or was it just over like a couple of minutes?
Oh no, it's a couple of minutes. So like just the cloth and leathers just become very brittle.
So
It's
we
not
could
still
maybe
eating
tie,
it.
if you have a stoppered vial,
Yeah,
we
I
could tie
carry
rope
those.
to it,
Yeah.
and we could lower down in there and get some acid vials.
You know what? This is why you're the leader. Clearly, the best idea I've heard. I'm going to take 2 of the jars that I keep. And,
Right, well,
and
here's
lower
the
them
thing,
down.
though. That secret door closed behind Thyber as he came through. So you're going to have to figure out how to open it again.
Right.
Also, the floor is up at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, was it? Well, the rope's still up there though, isn't it?
In the other room, yeah.
Yeah.
So we could tie the end of our rope to that rope,
No,
stand in the
no,
hallway,
nope.
and then
The room is in A6 proper, and you guys are behind the secret door, which is closed.
Right. Well, we can
yeah.
if we can find a way to open
So-
this.
Yeah.
Then we do that.
I'm going to try
okay,
something, gents. I have an idea. I'm going to cast the reverse of enlarge on this door and just try to make it a teeny little tiny door. How do we feel about that?
I pick up the door.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
you did try to do that, didn't you,
Yeah.
Dion? Last.
Yeah. it
Yeah.
worked
Go ahead and
before.
make me a bin bars, lift gates. Yeah.
oh,
that-
yeah, no,
Oh,
it was
bent bars,
yanked
lift
up, 'cause that's
gates.
how I got
Oh,
back
okay.
in.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
held it.
yeah.
He held it. But this time he's just gonna bash it. I think that fails.
I
Yeah,
failed.
that's a fail.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's pretty firmly in place.
Okay. I forgot that it had sealed back up, or I wouldn't
Yeah.
have said that.
There's got to be a way to open it from this side. Otherwise, how do they get out again?
Well, again, I mean, 5 cubic feet of matter per how studied I am. I've read approximately 6 books, so that's it's like 30 cubic feet, and then I cast
You wanna
shrink
cast
on the
it?
door.
All right. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, so the door just basically shrinks down enough that it falls out of the frame. So there you go.
And then
Door's
I
down.
turn to Patty and I pick it up and I go, "Ooh, a feat of strength! Look at me with the door!" And I toss it back into the acid and keep walking.
All right. So the pole is still in the middle of the room. If you just want to hook it with something or use somebody's, like Talina can spear it, harpoon it, whatever, to bring it more to your side so that you know that you're not going to fall with the floor, you can trigger the trap so the floor drops and you can get your acid. That's fine. Just, I tell you what, roll a d4, and that's how many vials you have that are ready to go. Unless you have a count in your inventory. If you do, that's fine. All right, just one vial.
Just
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was
if
always
it's-
kind of a flavor thing, and that's why I never quantified it,
Well, there you go.
I don't know if it's just on my end, but the stream just went black. Is everybody else good?
Looks
Looks
good
okay
here.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Say it
just
went
a
black on
5.
my end.
It'll do that occasionally. It does that to me. Like, not just this stream, but any Twitch stream does that for me sometimes when I'm watching.
Yeah. Yep. True enough. So you've got a vial of acid. Seems to work really well on cloth and natural garments and such. Door is gone, so you've got easy access back across if you'd like, and unexplored hallway out this way.
You should put the door in a funny place because it's going to enlarge again, right?
It'll eventually enlarge again, yeah.
Make a
I
bridge
put it-
out of it.
Acid.
I walk back to the other room and I put it inside the mouth of one of the stalactites. It's rolling, running around. Hmm.
Okay.
Well, now that we've gone to all this trouble of getting on the other side of the secret door, let's not go down this passage at all. Explore the other bit. I mean, I assume looking at the map, it looks like that's just a mirror image of the other side, so that it will just all lead to this one place. Am I
Actually,
wrong there?
do you want to? Are you going to take point and take a look?
I mean, we can get back through
Invisible.
this door at any point now,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
there's no reason not to. Just have a quick look.
All right. In which case, no. This actually. Where is my reveal? Reveal area. Come on, reveal.
Oh, God.
Reveal.
Reveal thyself, foul demon.
There. No,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
it's another room. This room is interesting.
Well, A7.
Mm-hmm.
A7 is linked to the secret passage.
So this is where you have not explored yet. Is
Right,
A7,
that is not
correct?
what I said.
Oh, I'm
I said
sorry.
I was going to go back through A6 and look at the other place, which I
Oh.
assumed was a mirror image of the other one,
Yeah,
which it is.
Yeah. It is. Yeah,
Yeah, he
So
has
then, blah blah
uncovered it.
blah. There's nothing there. Onwards to A7.
that's
Oh,
what I was
okay.
getting.
So we
at.
kinda did
I was
it
just
anyway,
trying to
yeah.
work out whether the map was wrong or the description was, or whether I was unclear, etc.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nothing here, chaps. Let's go on to A7, where I think it will be different.
I'd like to petition that we maybe call ourselves the A team after this.
Right. So this is a larger
Yeah.
room, larger in size, and ceilings are higher as well. The only thing of interest in this room, though, is there's a very odd statue where its base is like half covering like a hole, like so the flat floor statue on a base, and the base is kind of scooted over so it half covers what looks like a passage beneath it. And the statue is strange because of its subject matter. It's kind of like it's a cigar-shaped trunk with lots of like tentacles coming off of it and a gaping maw in the center of the cigar-shaped body. The texturing of the stone suggests it's like a plant of some sort.
Get that door.
Nope.
That's what Tristan sees as you, kind of go forward. look around. You play your light. You got one of the lanterns, I'm guessing, or a torch. You kind of just move it around the room. Doesn't seem to be anything else in here. It's just the statue is just really creepy.
That'd be a
Yeah.
noper.
Nope.
I
I'd
think
like
Oak
to...
is having flashbacks from his his game 15 years
I'm
ago.
having flashbacks from the description.
I see my friend Thybor like running trauma through his face, and I'm like, detect magic, and
You're
I
ne-
cast detect magic.
You're
on
never
this
too
thing.
young for a flashback, man. That's what
That's
he's
no.
having. It's,
No, yeah,
you want to cast detect magic?
yeah. I learned it during the off season.
Okay. In which case, there are a couple of magical items that are inside the statue.
So, seeing some blue auras in there, like, vaguely item sized, like a person could grab it. Any one of the Bashy boys want to, like, tear this thing down, like, it was an effigy to a god we didn't like? Not that that's what it is, clearly.
What's it made out of?
I mean, you don't see brochures anywhere, so you know.
There are no brochures, yeah.
It's stone, but the texture of the stone suggests that it's some kind of plant.
Oh. So, tell you what. I'm going to be ready to cast a web from point to point. So, if this thing, like, this texture is weird. I don't trust it. It's magical. At least ate some magical things if it comes alive. I'm kind of feeling that vibe here. And so I'm going to be ready to cast a web to trap it, and the web is flammable. So do with that what you may, but I don't trust it.
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second, though. Using the druid advantages, I have identification of plants
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
and animals.
Right.
And so, as a special ability, I can ID plant or animal types.
Right, but not creature. It's got to be a
Well, you said
natural
it was
animal.
a plant.
Its texture is plant-like. So, like, yeah, its skin looks like it's some kind of, it's modeled and textured like a plant or a leaf. But this
Okay.
is definitely not any kind of natural creature. And it is made
Alright.
of stone. Like, the light, plays across it just like it does the stone of the corridor, the ceilings. It is made of stone.
And what's the base? What kind of base is it?
It's like on a round. I mean, again, it looks like a statue. It's on like a little plinth that's maybe half a foot circular, and it's half covering a hole that's beneath it. The little plinth that it's standing on is maybe a 3-foot diameter base,
Okay.
and it is at the far corner. It's like right here, right there.
I'm gonna stare at it for a bit, and I'm just gonna go, teach me your magics.
So
Oh,
okay.
that succeeds.
Yeah, same thing.
detect magic.
Something from within the statue is whispering to you that it has magics to share with you.
I stare at the statue and I go, it's magic.
Patty?
What school of magic is it?
Do you get to know that?
I'm pretty sure it tells me. Hold on one more time.
Don't think it does, because I think it's kind of like a.
Oh, nope, it doesn't.
Yep,
It is
it's an
never
instinctual
revealed by
thing.
this ability.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all mine says is they glow too. I don't think it tells me what school it is.
So I just point at it and it's magic.
I saw like a few roughly object-sized glowy things in it as well when I detected magic. So there's definitely something in it. I just get a bad sense about this thing. Does it look like... Okay, this is a decent question. Does it look like a skilled human could have carved something like that? Or a skilled humanoid could have just
A
carved
really
something like this?
demented and mentally scarred human, perhaps. I mean, it's not a great work of art. Again, it just looks like
Okay.
a cigar-shaped torso with a bunch of tentacles coming off of it.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering. Like, the amount of detail in an alive thing that was petrified would potentially be different. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay. Well, does someone want to take a chance on it? Or, I mean, I do have a trap spell basically at the ready to stop it from
And the
attacking.
statue isn't immense or anything. It stands about 5 feet tall.
Oh,
It's not like huge, but it's an odd stone statue standing on this little plinth. And there's some kind of like manhole-sized opening beneath it.
I pull my mace, my maul out, and I look over and I go, smash, smash.
fine with that.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patty smash.
I look at Oak, smash.
Get my two-handed sword just in case it's more than a statue.
Yeah, ready to cast web.
I go to smash.
Okay. Roll a d6, Dion.
Boop boop. That's a 6.
Yeah, you're not surprised. So you step up and you're like Casey at the bat. You take a few test swings and you come up to it like you're going to bash it. And it moves frighteningly fast as the tentacles kind of come in on you. Go ahead and roll me a d6 for your side.
Okay. Dose.
Okay. We're going to have one round with Patty first, since Patty just kind of stood up, kind of came forward before anyone else did. 2. Hey, I was going to say that's not a good roll, but indeed it is. It's a better roll. So yeah, this thing is alive. It seems to be some kind of stone creature that lulled you in with its non-movingness. What do you want to do?
I point at it and go, ha! Because I knew it was something weird. And I go and I hit it.
All right. Go ahead. Give me an attack roll and tell me what AC you hit. Well, that's going to hit.
A -4.
Yeah. All right, 7 points of damage. It cracks off some of the stone. Does not kill the creature. So the creature itself is able to retaliate.
Oh no.
Let's see. That's going to hit an AC 7. What's your AC? Remember, you have no armor on at all, but you're a barbarian, so.
I was naked to begin with.
Okay. It's per tentacle, though. Let me just roll them all together here.
Okay.
These are the other.
So if he rolls at least a 10, he hits me. Damn.
All right. 2 of them
Pretty
hit
sure
you.
that's how it works. Yeah.
Don't worry, there's only like 10 attacks or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's
fine.
got an attack per tentacle, and then it's got a maw attack if it grabs you. But give me just a second here. Okay, you guys watch in awe as this thing flails around with its tentacle. Patty ducks and weaves, but 2 of them manage to reach out and tag him. And you watch as his flesh turns to stone, and he becomes a statue immobilized in front of this thing.
I don't even get a save?
No save.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Let's go ahead and
The noper.
initiate the rest of the group now. And is anyone casting?
I am. I've decided to cast something different, so if I need to incur a penalty for being prepared to cast web, let me know.
No, since we weren't in initiative when you said that, so that's
Okay.
fine. So you know what you're going to cast. Let's have Talina roll the d6 for your side. Is anyone else casting Talina? No?
Just me.
Sorry, D4. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Should have stuck to the D4. Oh well.
Well, there we go. Simultaneous. Okay. So spell, Drone Wolf, how many segments does your spell take to
2
cast?
segments.
All right, so it won't go off yet. It'll go off after it gets an action. Let's
See what it did. I'm changing to bow.
You're changing to bow. Okay,
Mhm.
so if you drop your weapon, you can just count it as movement, pull the bow, and you can still attack. If you want to make that attack, you go right ahead.
Now I want to have my sword with me because we haven't moved into the room yet. I'm gonna.
Okay, so if you put the sword away, it's going to take your whole
Yeah.
action to draw your bow and put your sword away. Okay. Tristan, Talina, what are you guys doing?
I'm just having my spear ready in case it comes my way.
Charging or brace to charge, or brace
Yeah,
against
brace
charge.
to charge. You
Okay.
know, doing the military thing again. If I've got the bowman behind me or to the side, then I'll act as
Yeah.
uh, I'll cover him.
Yeah, sure. But you still want to brace your spear in case it charges.
Right.
Okay, sounds good. Setting. Tristan.
All right, I'll draw out my bow as well at this point. Yeah.
Okay. Did you already have your bow out?
No.
Okay.
Ready for-
Either way, unless you had your sword out, I guess you did
Yeah, I
because
guess I
you would
did.
be visible. You wanted. I guess you would want to be visible to your
Yeah.
friends. Yeah. So you had your sword out. So if you
Well,
want to,
no, I've got two
oh, that's
short
right.
swords,
scabbards,
and they're in
that's
different
right.
Yeah, you
scabbards.
have
So,
them
Yeah.
swapped.
so yeah. So yeah, I'll just draw it out this time. I was ready for combat, so. But, yep.
Okay, good enough. So that's what you do. It is going to step forward just enough so that it has reach on its tentacles, which are much longer than they appeared. So it's got more reach than your spear, Talina. And what we're going to do here is there's going to be one attack on each of you to start off with. So. 17. I'm going to go through just from the top to the bottom. So Talina, I'm pretty sure that hits you with you not having armor right now. Tristan had armor but no shoes, so that probably misses. Thiber's fully armored, so that misses. Talina, you are also turned to stone.
Ooh.
And then it's got, that was 3 attacks. It's got 3 more tentacle attacks. So
Oof.
the 3 of you that are not turned to stone, it's going to go ahead and attack again. And I think, what's your armor class, Thiber?
3.
3. All 3 of these miss. Okay. Next action. Thiber, roll a d6 for your side. Nobody that's not stone has the ability to cast, so we'll just dispense with that. Okay, it goes first, and here's what happens. Patty, it's like he kind of shrugs, or maybe he just kind of jerks erratically for a moment, and the stone falls from his skin, and he seems to be okay. You're a little disoriented this round, Patty, and I'll tell you what happens to you next round. And let's see.
Did I miss the chance to cast last round?
Oh, I'm sorry. You were casting. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What was the casting?
I'm gonna try to levitate it. I can lift 600 pounds at my current level, and I was gonna lift it 20 feet in the air per round, which is what I can do
Okay.
to get it out, get its reach kind of away, unless it's not lighter than 600 pounds.
Yeah, so you would have to cast the spell to figure it out, and it is much heavier than 600 pounds.
Okay,
so
that's fair. I tried.
Yeah. So it didn't matter.
So that was
anyway.
last round.
Yeah. So it's going to attack the remaining 3 that are not turned to stone. Misses everybody. Wait, I did 66.
66.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine if you want to just roll d6s. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that would be great. Never hit anybody. Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3. Tristan, you're tagged. You are not turned
Yep.
to stone, though.
Oh.
Instead, you just suddenly feel overwhelmingly weak. Treat your strength as if it were half of his current score. Probably doesn't do a lot to change
So
things for
4,
you.
then you say.
Yeah. Yep. And it will take a little bit move forward now that Talina's spear is not in the way. Your turn. So we've got Thiber, Tristan, and Groanwolf still up. Patty seems to be up, but he's dazed this round, not able to act. So what do you guys do?
So, anyways, I started casting.
Slow.
All right, so you're going to cast?
Yeah, sorry, I overtalked Oak though.
No, it was the same.
Okay,
Okay, so Groanwolf, yeah, what are you casting?
I'm casting web between 2 points on the opposite walls, to either side of it.
Sure.
It is a pretty long spell. I I can go ahead and paste that in the chat if you'd like.
Well, how many segments is it?
It is a 2-segment spell.
Oh, you're fine. You're already at the end of the round anyway, so it'll go off this round.
Okay.
Sure. Does it get like a strength check or something to be able to move through?
They do have a save.
Okay.
So let me double check. The creature, if it makes a save, can fight its way through the web at twice its normal speed, which is a rate of 1 foot per turn if its strength is less than 13. So I'm guessing it's more than that if it's higher.
Yeah, it made it safe, so it can still move. It's not bound. It's just slowed up a little bit.
Okay.
So that's fine. Fiber.
Does this appear normally when it made its move? Does it appear to be quick or a slow creature?
It looks slow, and now even more slow as it's kind of
Okay.
trying. It's moving its way through the webbing
I want to try to move down the hallway to keep out of the tentacle range
and take another shot. Okay.
and start shooting. So anyway, start shooting.
All right, let's have those shots. Well, that's a
First one will
miss.
miss.
Yep. That'll hit.
Second probably hits.
7
for-
points of damage. Okay, yeah. So the
well,
arrows
is
do
it
seem.
large?
It is not large. It is a medium-sized creature. So yeah, it does some damage to it. You see the stone skin crack a bit, so it is actually hurting it, but it seems to be fairly vigorous and is not harmed enough yet to call it a day. Tristan, you had drawn your bow last round.
Yeah, I get my third shot there too.
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
if that hit or
yeah,
not.
yeah. Go ahead.
12 hits a 2.
Hits a 2. Yeah, that hits.
Yep.
Another 5 points of damage. Same thing. It does damage it. Tristan.
All right. Well, I guess I will shoot it with my bow while backing up as much as I can. I guess out of its
Okay.
range.
Yeah, go ahead and make your attacks.
Ow.
Ooh, that'll hit, but only a point of damage.
Its strength doesn't affect
No.
range damage, does
Does not. Not unless you have a bow specifically made to get a strength advantage.
it?
Yeah.
No.
That hits. Another 3 points.
Oh, 4 points of damage.
So there are more fissures and cracks in its skin, but it still seems down to continue this combat. Next round, and this is going to be interesting.
Wait.
No,
isn't it-
you're dazed. You can't act this round.
Oh, that was still the same
Yep.
turn. Okay.
So why don't you roll a d6 for your turn, though? Is anyone casting this round?
I think I'm just firing a crossbow this round.
So you're going to back up, pull your crossbow.
Yeah.
Okay. It goes first. Now, here's the interesting thing. One, Talina, the stone around your skin cracks. And again, you seem to be fine, at least everyone that's watching. But you're a little just dazed, so you're not going to be able to act this round. Dion, you're actually going to act on the creature's turn because now you must, with every bit of vitality and veracity you have, you must attack your friends.
Oh, okay.
So why don't you do
Fortunately,
that?
we're all just acquaintances.
All right. Who's the closest one?
Unfortunately, I guess it would be Groenwolf because Thyber backed up to get range. Tristan, Thyber or Groenwolf?
Yeah.
Oh no, excuse me, Tristan or Groenwolf, either one. Tristan
I think it
didn't
might
say
be
he
me
backed up.
because web has to be pretty close.
Okay.
So it's
probably
probably me.
Groenwolf.
Oh, wait. He put the web up, though.
Yeah.
It's
I
true.
was ahead of you, so the web's in between us.
Nope.
No, it's
No?
I cast
Yeah.
it behind you. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. All right. So now, am I able to communicate with them, or like, is it just a weird compulsory thing? or am
You,
I-
for some reason, you are okay. So, the description of this ability is that you must attack your friends with the best, with everything you got. As far as you being able to rationalize how you're doing it, probably not. I mean, for some reason, these are your foes now. These are people
All right.
against you.
So I'm foaming at the mouth, and my eyes are all crazy looking, and I'm gonna charge Groenwolf. Just full on
Hey!
charge.
Glad to see you're not. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well, it's only 6 points of damage. That's not horrible.
yeah, it's fine.
All right. The roper itself, everyone's out of range of its tentacles, so it's just going to move through and tear up the webbing as it moves, so it's just coming forward.
Okay.
So that's its action. So what are the rest of you guys doing? Thyber, Tristan, Talina, you're kind of just not feeling so well right now. You've got odd thoughts in your heads about these people, probably not out for your best interest, and you should probably stab them to death next round, but that's next round.
Fair.
Thyber, Tristan, what are you guys doing?
Did it move forward any?
It
Or
did.
Am I still at range?
It did move forward, but it's moving slowly, so it moved like 10 feet. It's not out of the web
Yeah.
range yet.
But am I out of tentacle range?
Yes, you are. As long as you say you're trying to stay out of range, then you're out of range.
Yeah, do I have enough hallway though to be able to continue firing?
Yeah,
and
sure
doing
do.
So? Okay. I will let loose 3 more then.
Okay.
Pew, pew, pew.
Some fun.
Okay. Hit. Hit.
And 3.
Okay. So, before, when your arrows were striking it and you were seeing fissures and cracks in its skin, and you believe you were doing harm to it, enough of the fissures and crack develop now so that like a whole side of it slews off, and you see, in fact, you weren't damaging it at all. Just an outer stony structure acting as a little bit of a blade of armor, perhaps, but it's now sliding off, and you can see the creatures beneath it is fine.
Does it seem to be like just something natural, or you need something enchanted to hurt this thing?
It seems
Just a
like your
bigger
missile fire itself is, unless you get lucky with a shot, is just not going to get through its stone outer skin.
Okay.
Like you did something, like you can physically see you did something to it. Like you broke off some of the stone exterior, but it didn't get into the creature itself.
Need to get the big blade.
Yep. Tristan,
Yeah.
you would have been, you could see the same thing, that he did a volley of arrows that seemed to have done an effect, and then you just see this the stone just kind of sheet off
Nothing
of
at
it.
all.
Yeah.
Well, time to cower out of this one, or at least drop my bow and pull my short swords, and then sheath my short swords if I can.
Okay. So you want to turn invisible?
Yep.
Yep. There you go. So Patty,
I am. Yeah.
the sneaky one, has disappeared.
That's the
Oh.
one I was worried about.
Yeah, Grown Wolf. What are you doing?
So
You had pulled your
after-
crossbow, right?
Yeah, I pulled my crossbow, so I'm going to do that firing that I was talking
Yeah.
about, but then I'm gonna try to get the fuck away as far as I can.
Okay. Well, you
so-
can move, and then you can fire after you move.
Perfect.
That's fine. Yep.
All right, rolling, shooting at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Natural 20.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So you
Nice.
hit
On everything.
exactly in that bare patch that was exposed by Thyber's last volley of arrows. That did seem to make a difference. Your bolt is stuck in it. You see some green ichor coming out of the hole. That definitely did it some damage.
after I make that shot, I turn to Patty and I go, "If you keep pushing, I'll teach you my magics just like that fucking thing learned." And then I run in the opposite.
All right. Next round, let's have Tristan roll for your side. And it is, are you casting Grown Wolf?
Oh.
I am this round, yeah.
Okay.
I'm running out of spells, so Bert, running out of spells.
Simultaneous. Okay. Talina and Patty, you must attack your friends at the best of your ability. That's what
Who's
you're
the
doing this round.
closest?
The closest one is still Grown Wolf, because he was the last one to back out. Tristan's invisible. You don't see him. Although you could use your detect magic ability to know that he's there if you succeed at it.
I don't need to do that because I have detect illusion.
Oh, well, detect illusion's not the same thing. It's not an illusion.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
illusion or phantasm or
Nope.
yeah, illusion or phantasm.
Nope, it is not.
Barbarian just
Okay.
puts his tongue to a finger, puts it in the air, and goes, "Tiny
Um,
invisible man there."
Honestly, I'm kind of focused on Grown Wolf.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
my focus. I
That's
know he's
fair.
the magic-y one, but I'm gonna drop my maul kind of as I see him run away from me. And I'm just going at him for a grapple.
Okay, so Grown
Mhm.
Wolf, what spell were you casting?
I was gonna cast sleep.
Okay, how many segments does that take?
Sleep takes 1 segment.
1 segment. So he will actually close with you
Yeah.
before it goes off. So if he hits you, it disrupts the spell.
Right.
Right. So Patty, go ahead and make your. You drop the maul. You just wanna tear him apart with your bare hands, is what I'm hearing.
I want to try and grab him. Yeah.
Right. So that's a
Many have tried.
melee attack.
Melee attack.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I just roll for the maw, right?
Yeah. Assuming the
maul.
maul isn't magical, it'll be the same.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, any of my weapons are treated as magical.
Okay. I'll tell you
but
what. Just roll a d20. Add your
doesn't get
strength.
the
Add your
bonus.
strength bonus.
I think. Okay. Oh God. Yeah, it's just a d20 plus 1. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That's gonna miss.
8.
Okay. All right. So before
I just
your
stumble
spell
and-
goes off, though, Talina, what are you doing, or who are you attacking?
Same thing, spellcaster.
Okay. What do you want to do? You've got your spear out.
Daggers.
You got your daggers. You could cast. Up to you.
Nope, going daggers. That's my best.
All right. So you go to stab Grownwolf. Grownwolf, suddenly both Patty and Talina want you dead, man.
Actually, I'm not stabbing them. I'm throwing them at them.
Oh, you're throwing them. Even better.
No,
I
see 'em
avoid
over
the
there.
grapple. And,
Yeah.
and I see you chucking those, and I'm like, I do tend to have this effect on people.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. Oh, that I think hits. What's your armor class, Grownwolf?
It is 5.
Okay, so it's going to hit, which means your spell's disrupted.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay, so it looks like what? How many points of damage is that? 2 of those
11.
hit.
11.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. Can you take that?
That is exactly the amount of hit points I have left.
Okay.
I'm at 0.
So you're unconscious then. So you go
Yeah.
down, but you're not bleeding out. All right. You're out. Okay, you're down with several daggers from Talina coming at you. Tristan, you're invisible, man. What do you want to do? Looks
well,
like
my
Talina
plan,
and Patty have both turned on you.
Well, I'm hoping that when the tentacle beast dies, that it will release them from their thing. So, plan is to get around the back of the tentacle beast and stab with a short sword.
Okay. It was mostly through the webbing. So I'm going to say that you would be able to get in place. That's fine. Tell you what, make a move silent check. Because he can't see you, but it could possibly still hear you.
I guess it could. Yes. All right. Yeah. Success.
'Kay.
On moves.
It doesn't. So go ahead and make your attack to the rear. If you make it, then you can get your rear attack bonuses.
Right. So that's +2 as a thing.
I thought it was a
Is
plus
you're
4 for
invisible?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Is
invisible.
it
You're
possible?
attacking from the rear.
I think no. I think it's +2 over because I'm at -2 now because of strength.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there you go.
So yeah. Hey, yeah.
Ah.
No. What?
reroll. Reroll it.
Sure. That sounds
You
like a
can-
good plan.
You can do it. We have 28 of them.
That's
I
the
just
best uses.
Reroll so that I can hit and then do maximum damage as well. Oh. What the?
Same.
So that's a
Almost
yeah.
the same roll. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, you just miss, which means that it's still not aware of you. It just shifted right as you tried to plunge your dagger into it.
How does that stone plant move so quickly? I just can't grasp it.
Fiber, you had drawn your two-hander last turn.
Well, no, I
this-
fired the last
okay,
turn,
right.
and now I realized that it's not going to work, so I just dropped the bow, grabbed
Okay.
the two-hander, and charged straight in.
Okay, there you go.
3 over 2, so I get 2 this turn. Or no?
Now it will still get its attacks as well, since we're simultaneous here.
No, I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong thing. It's 2 every 1, so I do get my 2 attacks. There's
Okay,
one.
hit some damage. You got a second.
and
Oh,
13
wow, that's a lot of
okay.
damage.
Hmm.
So that's actually enough to kill it, but it is actually going to get its attacks in before yeah. Seeing as you are the only one it sees, all of its attacks are coming at you. Only one of them hits. Okay, so you feel weak. Half your strength.
Yeah, you got 8 strength now.
And it's gonna try to, with its special attack, now that you're close in on it, it's going to try and bite you with its enormous maw. 12. That hits an AC 2. What's your AC?
3.
3. Okay, hits.
It is.
Okay, it does. Oh. Okay, it takes a big chunk of meat off your shoulder for 9 points. But you slay it, so it bites you, tears a chunk off, and you run it through. Piercing Tristan on the other end. No.
And then turn to face the traitors.
All right. Who actually now, both of you guys roll a d10. Talina and Groenwolf, or no, sorry, Talina and Patty roll a d10.
Are you playing your hand
7.
there? Is Grimwolf
Alright.
really a traitor?
Hey, only to my own gastro. You know what? Only to my stomach. Okay.
All right.
Jesus, can't
So
speak.
for the next 50
Fuck.
minutes for Talina and the next 70 minutes for Patty, you guys are just like in this kind of fugue. You're wandering around aimlessly. You don't have this bloodlust to kill your friends anymore, but you haven't quite come back to yourself. You're just kind of just pacing or walking around at random, really not focusing on anything. And Groenwolf's bleeding out on the floor. Well, no, he's not bleeding out. He's just unconscious on the floor.
Bert, in the manual for those two, does it say the condition is ADHD and D?
There we go. Yeah.
Jen wants you to live in chat.
Ah, 100 bits. Yay.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah, so
Jen.
go ahead and roll your hit die. You will come
Okay.
to with that many hit points.
Okay. Rolling my massive D4. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you come to with 1 hit point, but you're awake and conscious. You're just hurting from these daggers that are still sticking in you.
You've been hanging around Tristan too long. That one.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's rubbing off on me, and not in a fun way that I'd usually pay for.
Right. With that attack that you did on Fiber, the creature dies, kind of falls over. The rest of the stone cracks away, and you can see within its body there's a couple of stones. They look like, you see one of them is kind of ruby red. Some of them look like, small garnets. It's they're precious stones that are in the middle there.
They more ion stones?
No.
I've seen that. Oh, fine.
They don't look like ion stones. There's 5 total. And there's some coins in here, too. Whoever's keeping track of inventory, 15 platinum pieces and 5 polished red garnets. I'm going to tell you so you can write it down, but your characters wouldn't know until you tried to sell them. They're worth about 100 gold pieces each. And we're told, prior to all this, that at least one of those is probably magical.
So taking out
Yep.
Grown Wolf, is that a single kill? We get experience for that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You did take out a foe.
I did. I lean on Patty's catatonic body and just take 5.
He's not
like
catatonic.
a
He's just kind of
zombie.
wandering around with just kind of a very placid look on his face. He's not really focusing on anything.
Just zombie walking. Just.
He's like a meat Roomba that's hit a wall. It doesn't know how to go anywhere else.
Boom.
I got the 5th dimension playing in my head.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so Grown Wolf, you've
I'll
got
become
many,
visible.
many daggers stuck in you.
I trip over my own maul and I just lay on the ground. I just stay there, face down.
Happens to the best of us sometimes.
Perhaps
Tripping
sucking his
over.
thumb.
Respect it.
All right. So yeah, beneath the creature, there is indeed a hole. Let me go ahead and reveal here. If I can get this to work. There is a passage beneath the creature that leads off into the distance.
Hmm. What do you think?
I'm thinking we live here now.
Yeah. Now we'll wait around for a little bit until everybody comes to their senses. And does our strength feel like it's coming back?
Yeah, after about 30 minutes, the strength loss goes away.
Ooh, was this a short rest?
And I go pick up my short bow. Or I mean my longbow.
Oh yeah, good idea.
No short rests in this game, buddy.
I go pick up my long guts that are laying on the ground.
All right, yeah. So Talina and Patty just seem out of it. I don't know what you want to do. If you just wait around, they'll come to themselves
Yeah.
in about an hour.
Keep walking up occasionally and smacking them on the face. Wake up! Get out of it! I don't know. That's the extent of my healing knowledge. You know? Anybody else? No?
I mean, I'm technically a cleric, but I'm really shitty at it, and I don't know what to do with these two. Let's just sit around and wait a bit. Hopefully they snap too.
Yeah, you wait it out, bandage what wounds you have, and hour or so. Talina, you come to yourself. A little bit after, Patty, you come to yourself. You have no idea what you did. Like that whole time, you're surprised to see that the creature's down. No idea what you did.
Yeah, I'm looking at my bandolier. I'm short 3. Where did these? What happened?
Grown Wolf turns around, points at his back. 3 daggers hanging out there.
The creature touched me and I forgot everything. What happened?
So you really hit me hard. I don't hold it against you, but at the same time, I don't take offense if I stand kind of far away from you for a while.
I pick Grown Wolf up and I give him a hug.
Crunch! There goes that hit point. No.
No, it just pushes the dagger slowly further, and my my HP goes away.
I mean, the plant thing, whatever it was, did have these stones in its stomach, and it didn't really seem to be doing it any harm. Do you want to eat them, Grown Wolf?
Oh, you know
That
what?
is the sort of thing you do, so I don't know.
I'm gonna level with you. I'm basically dead anyway, and I take one and I immediately down it.
Roll a d5.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
That's the gem tearing up your insides as it comes out.
You swallow a gem. Nothing happens. You just swallow a gem.
Yeah, no change. I mean, do you want me to keep eating these things?
I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. Does anybody got any better ideas right now?
In fairness, I mean, I'm keeping them in my prison purse until we're out of here, and we'll get them back eventually. I might as well. And then as soon as I say that, I start swallowing the rest.
Oh no.
Oh, that's gonna hurt later.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Well, it doesn't do anything for you. You're not
Okay.
magically healed. You've just introduced even more things that your body wants to really have serious conversations with you about later on. Yeah, you guys are beat the heck up. Another passageway is revealed. So far, all this commotion and noise you've been making hasn't alerted anyone. You don't know that there is anyone around. This likely is the way that they fled through, knowing their own traps and such, but it looks like maybe they didn't leave anyone behind. I mean, you've come a far distance. You don't know how much further you have to go, though.
I've got some rope. I've got about 30 or 50 feet of rope, if I remember right. If anybody wants to tie theirs to mine, we can try to float it down there.
Now, you
Make
guys
a-
also haven't slept in a while either. Just throwing that out there.
Hmm.
You've been at this for a long time.
I would not argue for us, and if we think we can secure the room.
Same. I'm definitely not wide awake.
Okay. All right. Do you guys want to set any watches then, as you all take a much needed rest?
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who's got first, middle, and last then?
I'll do first.
Okay. Middle.
Yeah. I'll take middle.
I'll take last.
All right. Well, there you go. You rest up. You are not disturbed through the next 8 or so hours. You guys have a really poor meal from what you got in your backpacks. Everybody can gain 1 hit point plus your con from having a night of sleep. And then Talina.
How many people can I give first aid overnight?
Well, you can give it to each person once.
Okay, so I just give everyone first aid and they get 1 more.
Get an extra hit point. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody gets at least 2 back plus any con bonus you might have. And Drone Wolf and Talina, once you've gotten up, you can pray for spells and study and get your spells back and change your selections if need be. And we got a reroll
There's a
from
reroll.
Terrible Jean.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Got
so
28.
yeah, guys, you're feeling a little bit better from your rest, from everything that you've encountered down here. You're still pretty battered up. You still have no idea how much longer you have to go, but this must be the way they took on the way out. It's the only thing you've come across. What do you do?
So how far down does it look like the passage goes before?
It's just a small drop, about 5 feet down, and it's a corridor that just kind of goes off into the distance. You want to scout it some?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody object to that, or got a better idea?
What are you thinking of going down and scouting it out?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. I mean, I'd be looking for traps. Well, I guess it's dark down there. I'd have to take a torch. That's fine.
Okay. No, you have fun with that. And I step a little further back from the wall.
All right. So you're going to take a torch or a lantern, so I guess you're going to be visible, or do you want to stay invisible with just a floating lantern?
If I am invisible, I assume the torch is not invisible.
Correct.
I'll go invisible with the torch. Why not?
Actually, you know what?
Sounds fun.
Everything you're holding is invisible, so like it would just like be this disembodied light. The lantern itself would be invisible, but it
Dragon
still
light.
casts light.
Okay, now we know where Dragonlight comes from. It's all
Yeah.
these invisible guys walking around with torches.
There we go.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you're scouting ahead. Who is going to be your next closest backup? Next
I'll go.
person. Okay. Okay.
Really? I thought everybody else would have waited up there as well. But hey,
Yeah,
wanna come?
I haven't really taken that much damage or anything. I'm just,
I
Okay.
guess not.
I sharpened my daggers again. I
So-
used them.
You stay a respectable distance behind the light that's being cast. Tristan's gone invisible. Tristan, roll me an intelligence check. Closer you get to your ability, the better without going over. This is the number of hours it's going to take for you to figure out the dead ends and such.
Oh, this is a maze sort of thing. That is 5 below my intelligence.
So for the next 5 hours, you guys tromp through here, and it's just a twisting maze of dead ends. The intelligence check was to see if you can find out like any particular trail that you can see, like boot prints, footprints, stuff like that.
Tracking some
Anything
stuff.
that gives you an idea. And 9 hours later, you finally come across a door.
9 or 5?
5. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
difference was 5, right, Richard?
Yeah.
5 hours. 5 hours to track through all of that to find a door. I'm going to also say during that time you were checking for secret doors, traps. So that also is what made it a little slower
Took
as well.
time. Yep.
You're pretty confident that this is it. Like this is the only thing of interest is this door. You do see like a number of the dust has been disturbed here. It looks like the passage of many people have come through here. It all funnels into this door.
All right. Well, let's leave a trail that we can follow back to this door and go and tell the others what we found, I guess.
Okay.
I
There's
start
a
dropping
maze
kettle
and then a
corn.
door.
Yep.
Sorry?
Sorry, Jeff. What did you say?
No, I said I start dropping kettle corn.
Oh yeah, just
Wow.
to
We'll
keep make
find
a
our way
trail.
back. but,
Yeah.
you know.
I pick it up every time she drops a piece and eat it.
Ooh, candy. Ooh, candy.
Oh, did everybody else come down as well? Sorry, I thought you were all up there. Did I misunderstand?
Somewhere
She
around the
started-
third hour, we went back and got them.
Hey, door. We going through? Is there anything down here?
Checking for
Right.
traps.
Wait, sorry. During the time that we were spending down here, did like Grown Wolf or Talina heal anybody with their thing? Because, well, Grown Wolf at least.
So I was gonna ask anybody when we got to that question. Anybody else need it real bad, or do you mind if I be super selfish?
Go ahead. See, I got 17 still.
Okay. All right. Let me double check. All right, I roll D8.
Oh my gosh!
Woo! It is. I have rubbed off on you. This is great.
You want to use a reroll on that?
I think so.
Oh, look at that!
Oh,
That was definitely worth
missed.
doing. Definitely worth doing. Okay.
Good question, Bert.
So, Tristan, it's a wooden door. It's peculiar in that it's made of really knotted wood. Like, definitely whoever designed the door did not pick the best of lumber. There's lots of knot holes in the planks. Otherwise, it's a plain wooden door, iron latches, iron hinges.
I investigate it for traps, thinking that the knot holes are not knot holes, but are in fact places that daggers can spring out of and shoot people in the face, or possibly places to put keys or something.
Okay. Go ahead. Make me a roll.
Find remove traps.
Typically, the GM would roll this because you wouldn't want the player to know whether they
Yeah.
made it or failed. But I trust you guys. You'll go with the role playing. So that is what,
That is
pass?
a success.
That's a
Yes.
success. The door itself is not trapped. It is locked and barred on the other side. Make me. I tell you what. While you're examining this thing, roll me a d100 and say high or low. Luck check. Just in case. Just in case.
We'll go high. Roll high.
Okay.
There we
So
go.
while you're checking for traps, you happen to prod one of the knots, and the little hard piece of wood in the center of the knot kind of pops through, and so it actually gives you a view into the room. And the room itself seems to be, it's all wood construction, all of it made with this kind of knotted up wood, just really horrible looking. No carpenter would use this wood. And there you go. That's what you see. With your successful roll, while you're not sure it's a trap, you do notice that the dimensions of the room seem wrong. You think it's actually a room within a room. Like you've got this essentially a wooden box sitting in a stone room, and you kind of saw the stone through some of the knotted holes that had popped out. So there's a gap around it. It's a room sitting inside a room.
So there could be
What type
people in
of-
the other room ready to.
It's roomception.
What type of wood is it?
I don't particularly. It doesn't say, but I'm not sure
I
what
have
the
the
knottiest kind of
identified,
wood would be.
the plant thing.
Yeah, I mean it'll be just a native to this area. It's just particularly it's not been planed well. There's lots of knots in it.
Now my non-weapon thing is no, never mind.
Bert, has the wood been green treated?
No, it is not seasoned.
I have carpentry as
Yeah,
a
it's
proficiency.
no carpenter would use this wood for this sort of thing. It's ugly for one. It's all the knots is going to be problematic for its structural integrity. It's not going to be very strong.
Yeah. Can I like? There's no way out though. It looks like it's enclosed.
Right. So it's a wooden room sitting within a stone room, and this word, the S here, you guys, it's actually not a secret passage. There is just another door at the back end of the room.
Oh, there is a door there.
Yeah, you see
Okay.
another door at the back end of the room. The problem with this door is that it is barred from the inside.
The
The one
From
that's
the inside.
Yeah, so you guys are standing outside here, and it's barred from the inside. Like,
So
someone
everyone-
passing through would drop the bar after they'd gone so that, anyone following them couldn't get through the door.
I'm gonna take a cue from a tiny friend who goes invisible sometimes. If everyone would like to step in about a 10-foot radius from me, this feels fishy as shit. I'm going to make us all invisible before we move on. Does anybody have an objection to that?
Well, before we can do that, I have, and I'm glad I took them, but I have both, and we can do either or both, whatever you guys think, heat metal and warp wood.
Hmm.
So those are two that are available to me. And if there's a bar and if there's a metal mechanism, we could heat that. I can heat that to the point where it just melts down into nothing. And that would at least, get us looking into, or we could reach in and maybe flick the bar, or a whole couple of planks of the wood, sections of the wood, I can warp to the point where it bends off, and then we can have access to the bar.
You know, Talina, I like it. I'll be prepared to make us all disappear if this goes wrong.
Yeah. What do you guys think, the warp wood?
I kind of like the idea of the heat metal because if they try to like come in, if they're out there and they touch that bar to open it, they're gonna hurt themselves.
What
know?
seems to be more? Is there more wood or more metal?
Well, in the door and I guess there's the door, the banding, the mechanism, and then the bar on the other side. And if they're connected to each other, if the mechanism covers the bar or the bar covers the mechanism, and
I don't think that spell can heat metal to the point that it melts. I might be wrong with that, but I believe that's not possible. Like, I don't believe you can melt.
Typically, the armor will stay on you. You have to remove the armor. You just keep getting burned.
Yeah.
Do you think if it was heated up though to the point that it is in the spell that the metal would be breakable?
Definitely be
or
flexible.
bendable,
Yeah,
but,
bendable.
Because I could just ram the door at that point.
If we knew what the bar was, if it's a wooden bar and that's warped, it would become weak as well.
It's a metal bar. Tristan could see through one of the knot holes it fell in.
Okay.
I'd also point out that it's a metal bar touching wood, so heating it will set the wood on fire. So
Possibly. Yeah.
So basically, it's duration of 7 rounds, and at 2 to the temperature is searing. There's very warm, hot, and then searing. And by means of heat metal spell, the druid is able to excite the molecules of ferrous metals, blah, blah, blah. On the first round, the spell is merely to cause the metal to be very warm and uncomfortable to the touch. Second round to the sixth, next to the last, the round effect is to cause blisters and damage. The third, fourth, and fifth rounds, metal becomes searing hot, causing disability and damage to explode as well. But it also softens the metal.
Yeah, softens it, but it
It
won't
says-
turn it into slag. I mean, it won't melt it, but it will soften it.
Right.
How large
I
of an
understand.
area
There's
does that
also,
affect?
The effect is 7 rounds.
No, how large of an area that can it
Oh,
affect?
how large of an area? Okay. The area of effect is special. Let's see here. Note that the materials such as wood, leather, or flammable cloth will smolder and burn. My gosh, there's a
doesn't-
chill version of this as
Yeah.
well.
But it doesn't give a how large of an area it
Doesn't really
affects.
give a how
Okay,
large.
no, we can
But
roll with
I'm
that.
not really thinking too large because number one, it's on wood. If I put it on the door turning mechanism where there's the lock, and I'm going to be doing damage to something.
Okay, you want to cast it?
including I think so.
All right.
Well, we know it can affect armor, so at least something that large.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys might want to step back, put some room, I guess.
Okay. You cast the spell, and over the next a bit of time, the iron bindings on the door start to sag, start to heat enough that the wood begins to smolder. You can hear like what sounds like cork bottles popping from inside of the room, like just one after another, after another, after another, like dozens of them.
Okay, Bert,
Mm-hmm.
it says I can do the arms and armor or a single mass of metal.
Yeah, that's what I was
equivalent to
treating this
500
as.
gold pieces.
I was
in
treating
weight.
this as a single mass. So yeah, the iron bindings of the door look like they're soft and sagging. The door is smoldering a little, but then there's this odd sound coming in the room, like dozens of champagne bottles with their corks popping out.
I'm gonna head up to that door and I'm gonna try and boot it open.
Okay, I'm not
Or
going to have you
ball
make a
it
roll
open.
because the metal is soft, but I'm going to tell you what. Patty, as you run forward and you bash it, make me a dex check.
Okay. Dex check. Oh, I think that's 1 over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No. My dex is an 18. I'm stupid. I
You're
thought it was
under.
14 for some reason. I'm good.
Okay. So you bash the door open easier than you expected because the superheated metals become soft, and you take a step or two into the wooden room now. All the knots have popped out of their sockets, and the whole room, as you take a step in, is kind of moving and jumping around. And through all those knots, you see softened metal spikes come through as this whole room kind of jostles like it were on springs, and like as a wall will collide with one side, 4 or 5 inches of metal spikes will show. Your dex gives you like you just took like one step into this room before noticing this. You had your weight on your back legs, so you're able to step back out of the room. But there you go. So all these knots, as this whole room, like as if it were on springs, shaking around, causes these spikes to come in and out, floor, ceiling, walls, all the way through.
I look for Steven Spielberg.
Right. This was all one
Does-
mass, Talina. So I'm going to say your spell affected it all. So all those spikes are kind of softened and just superheated and getting hotter by the moment as your spell continues. So the wooden room is starting to smolder as well.
Yeah, I just step right back out. Just nope.
Aha! It's good to have been proven right. One of the
Might wanna stop
doubts
there
coming through
before
this
it
nonsense.
destroys the room.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you want to do?
I can make a floating disc that can carry about 600 pounds and just ferry us across this without pressuring the spring to make us bob and weave into spikes.
Yep. Talina, you feel like if the spell continues, that wood will ignite, though.
Oh,
Yeah. I can start turning it down, I
Okay.
suppose.
All right.
I say burn it all down to the ground.
I mean,
not the
as
worst
it is,
idea,
with
I
that
think.
room kind of shaking around and the metal being softer than it ought to be, I mean, the spikes are starting to bend anyway. And the wood is starting to catch now that these spikes are kind of like prongs, and instead of just cleanly going through those holes, they're kind of catching on edges. So the room is kind of getting stuck as the spell continues on. you start turning down, your wattage on the spell, and eventually what happens is that the spikes start to solidify, and the room seems to be stuck on one edge now, and it's not springing back. The wood is like right at the spark point. It's smoldering here and there, but it hasn't completely caught on fire. But the room looks stable now that the spikes have kind of grabbed onto those holes and are not letting the room swing back.
Yeah. Who's light on their feet?
Like turns and looks at Tristan.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess I am.
Wanna
Okay.
Go try it out. We can tie a rope around you in case anything goes wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. We didn't see any spikes coming up through the ground, did we?
Yeah, there are spikes again,
That
floor
were on the
ceiling,
ground as well.
floor ceiling and wall. But right now the
All right,
room
okay.
isn't bouncing around crazy, so they're easy to just kind of move through.
Sure. Let's get through that room.
All right, just make me a dex check. Just simple dex check, just to keep from touching any of the metal spikes. You make it across. The door is badly hanging on the hinge at the end, so you're able to just kind of touch it or push it, and it opens up. And there is a hallway on the other end that you're able to get through just fine.
I mean, yeah, it seems fine. Have to be careful. I don't know how to make it more so. That disc thing you were mentioning might be a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, why not, everybody? I mean, it seems like I've been concentrating on learning this spell for a while. Seems like a great time to use it again. Conjures the disc, carries us one at a time, 600 pounds. As long as nobody's heavier than 600, otherwise we'll have to make separate trips for their gear.
Yeah, you'll have to make at least 2 trips because Thyber's probably over 300 himself.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, yeah, we had that talk last
Yeah.
time too. Yeah, dense muscle. So yeah, Thyber, I know it's like, kind of embarrassing, but pile your shit in disc. We'll get that across then you.
Are you muscle shaming me?
A little bit. I mean, I happen to think that like waffish good looks are nice. I'm a waif myself, so, and then slowly cart everybody across, and then myself.
Okay, yeah, it's not a problem. Everybody is able to go through just fine. You cart everybody around. And again, this corridor ahead of you, the only difference this time, if you scout ahead just a little bit, I'm going to just kind of show more. Right here at this bend, you start to see flickering light coming from further down, like the next leg must be filled with lanterns or torches, you're guessing, because it's that natural flickering light that you're seeing. So, if you want to continue ahead, what is your marching order?
Well,
Pretty close to the back.
I'll go near
Tristan
the
in
front.
the front.
Yeah, I was gonna say invisible Tristan at the front.
Invisible
I'll
Tristan
go
in the front,
behind
so
Tristan.
Patty appears to be the person in front. Okay.
I put my hand on Tristan's shoulder before we start this, and I say, "Don't worry. If you die, I'll be able to use detect magic to at least find the sword."
Where's Talina in this, and where's Thyber in this? Who's bringing
Towards
up?
the back for Talina.
Yeah,
sorry?
way behind Patty.
Okay, you're going to be behind Patty, so it's going to be the two, Grown Wolf and Talina bringing up the rear then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, this corridor is well lit. There are lamps set in the walls, burning oil, and it ends at a set of very sturdy-looking double doors.
Up my hand to get everybody to stop. And they walk into the back of me.
Because we can't see you.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Ah!
Spear.
Usually I have to pay extra for a surprise in the rear like that.
Oh, who are you kidding? You're a cheap date.
That's true. Yeah, no, I offered freely, everyone.
Is there anything special about this door? Are there holes in this door? like
This is a
the last
nice looking
one?
door, actually. Well made. Looks like it's mostly dense wood and iron bound. There's actually some detail given to it for aesthetics. So it's like it's got some carvings in it. Looks like a woodland scene. The iron handles and lock are really well made.
Anything
Uh,
decipherable in the woodland scene?
It's just a generic like pasture land where it shows some antlered animals in the area. It actually is. It's a scene depicting the natural habitat. So those are probably deer. You know, they look like deer out on a meadow. Single sun in the background. Well carved.
We do have that disc for 9 turns, and so
Okay.
if there's anyone who wants to do with the disc, it's there.
Yeah.
The disc just
I
gets
just
sad.
ride it.
Yeah.
Just ride it around.
Pose on it, have its turn.
I'm gonna stare at the door for a minute and just really take in the artistic value in the carpentry.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're a
somebody
carpenter.
knows carpentry,
Someone
yeah.
spent a good amount of money and skill on this door. It's very well made.
I look at Richard and I just go, "This door is important. It costs lots of money to make one of these."
Ah, okay.
Warpwood? Right here near the side.
If I shrink the door down and put it in my bag, and then when it comes back too, maybe we could sell it for a lot of money. It seems like the craftsmanship is nice. I'm greedy.
It's a wall panel. Hey.
Yeah. Let us take you on dungeon tours of craftsman wainscoting, everyone. We made it all through this lit hallway without a trap, and we're at the door at the end, or are we just
Yeah.
looking at?
I'm assuming Tristan was checking for traps and going
Okay.
slowly as he was going forward. So yeah,
Okay.
to this door, everything seems safe.
I'm gonna put my ear up against the door and just give it a listen.
You hear sounds. You hear kind of a barking kind of language. What do you speak?
Speak a lot. Common, Elven, Knoll, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling,
Noel.
Hobgoblin, Orcish.
Yeah.
Nor.
Noel. Roll a d6.
Okay.
Okay.
Uno.
You can make out a conversation. It sounds like they're playing some kind of betting game.
Okay.
Wagering money on the throw of some knuckle bones. Sounds like mini null voices.
So I think everyone, our plan is Knoll and Void. There appear to be Knolls on the other side of this door. Recreational. Yeah. Having some fun, playing some games. I could make us invisible, which would give us a surprise on them until, we reveal ourselves by stabby stab and fireball, that sort of thing. Is that what we want to do?
With archers on the floating disc. It's kind of why we're here.
How many of them are there?
We don't
Don't know.
per se.
Many voices.
I mean, we could also just send Tristan and they're completely invisible because he has 2 swords, right? And as
Yep.
long as the magic one is sheathed, you're invisible.
I mean, the door will open,
Yeah.
I mean,
and they might be able to hear us talking on the other side of this door about going in there and stabbing them. But
I'm of the-
willing to give it a go.
I'm of the mind that all of
Um,
us being invisible is better than one of us.
Brendan, roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. I think I have a 16. And I rolled a 12.
Okay. Just as Tristan is mentioning that, you are paying more attention to what the Knolls are saying.
Mm-hmm.
You believe it's a farce. You believe they're just making noise so that they can be heard. Because a lot of what they're saying just doesn't make sense. It's like they're putting on a charade for you.
Hey everybody, this is the worst community theater I've ever heard in my life. I don't know if this is like null grade schoolers or something putting on Les Mis, but
It's Oklahoma.
No, this
They're
is
putting on Oklahoma.
Oh no! Oh no! We must murder them. No, so yeah. I let everybody know it's bullshit, and they probably know we're here already.
Oh God, I kind of just want to kick the door and then.
How about this? An attack will make us visible again. You kick, I cast. We hopefully get in there.
All right, yeah. All right, I get ready to kick the door open.
I get the two-hander ready.
I go invisible, ready to stab people in the back.
Oh, you're gonna be double invisible. It's like double rainbow.
All right.
I hope I'm not invisible to your invisible spell. And thus
Is it
visible.
gonna be-
Oh no! It's a double negative.
Is it gonna be bend bars to kick the door open or just strength?
I think there is actually a skill for breaking down doors. It's under your strength.
Yeah.
Open
ready.
doors.
Yep, that's it. Open doors.
Oh, okay. What?
A -2? Is that even possible?
It
Oh, did you
says-
lower your strength on your sheet? It's back to normal now if you did.
No, it's because I put 1 to 3 because my open doors is a 1 to 3.
Just roll a d6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it do? Okay, so.
I think you just put 3 in there, and then
Yeah.
it will say
Well,
have you
yeah.
rolled between a.
If you put one
one
dash
and
3, because it's picking
Yeah.
up the negative from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So it's just I just put 3.
You just put
I think
3 in
so.
there. Right.
Yeah, and then nah.
No,
Why
maybe
did
not.
it do that?
Just roll
So
a
it still says
d6.
1 minus 3.
Just roll
Yeah.
a d6.
I'm just gonna. What if I just do that?
Technology is not your friend, but that works. You bashing the door. Neither side is surprised. They were waiting for you. They definitely heard you and saw you coming by ways. They saw you for certain ways. So your tacticals are, we're just going to start straight up into combat. This room, though, is a really large room, and what you see is, formidable. Very large room. Each of these squares is 10 feet, by the way. The circles in the middle are columns, so they break up line of sight. And the very back here is a enormous throne covered in leather, skulls of bears and other large creatures surmounting it. And Thiber, make me an intelligence check, because out of all this group, you probably would be the one to know. So make it
Fail
or
by
not?
3.
Fail by 3.
Nope.
Okay. There's a very large gnoll reclining on this throne. He has a barbed whip in one hand, a great sword that he's wielding with a single hand in the other. He's rather majestic looking. He's much larger than a normal gnoll. Definitely knew you were there. Directing his troops. The troops being one incredibly large ankylosaurus dinosaur. It's with the armored dinosaur with a big mace-like tail is right in the middle of the room. And taking cover behind many of these pillars are an unknown amount of gnolls that have spears ready for the throwing. And this is kind of what you see as you come in. And I have a question for you, Dion, since I don't know off the top of my head. Your barbarian special abilities, do any of them work without your consciously choosing? Like, is there a chance that you just notice something without you having to say you're looking for something?
I detect back attacks and counterattacks with a 25. I detect back attacks with a 25% chance right now.
Okay.
Surprises on a 3 and 6. Surprised 10% of the time. The AC bonuses, I don't have to think about that. Saving throw bonuses. No, I don't think there's. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good then. Right. So, is anyone casting on your side?
I'm
Bert,
casting.
I have a question.
Sure.
Dinosaurs, are they considered animals? Are they considered? I'm thinking speak with animals.
They are considered natural creatures, I guess. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not created. They're not monsters. So it might work. I don't think you've ever seen a dinosaur before.
Too bad Jen's not here. We'd be getting some more companions.
Mhm.
I was gonna
Mhm.
say.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen the dinosaur, but I can see it as a big lizard, right?
Yeah, it is definitely a big lizard. It's got an armored frame like a turtle and a long tail that ends in a mass of bone that looks like a mace.
And I am a druid, so hey,
Huh?
I'm gonna give it my best shot with
So
this.
you're going to cast, all right? Grown
will
Wolf, are you
cast.
casting?
I am casting. Yeah.
You are casting. Thyber, yeah, you and Patty are probably at the spearhead of the group after. Well, Patty definitely is since he kicked the door in. Let's have Patty roll a d6 for your side. And I am definitely having casting on my side as well.
Does it have any? Do I have the ability to talk to my friends out of the round?
No.
Or do I have to
Once
wait?
the rounds are in, you can talk on your turn's action, not outside of.
Because when I see it, could I say something to my friends?
Probably not, because initiative would have started as soon as he kicked the door down and you saw it.
Gotcha.
So, like on your turn, though, you get to decide who goes first on your side. So you can start your side by saying something, so that they know whatever your plans are, and that's fine. That works.
All right.
Okay. But they go first with a 2. Well, they go on segment 1. You will go on segment 2, which will be important for spells. Okay, so right off, the big dinosaur-like thing is going to trundle down, and Patty, you're the first one it sees. It's gonna
Oh, aren't
rush
we
you.
invisible?
No.
No,
He didn't drop
you
the
didn't
Because I
cast
was.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
would
I
have
thought
to
you were
cast-
casting it before you kicked down the door.
See, I'd have
All
to
right.
cast it after because if he attacks the door, he comes visible again. So that's why the order of events. An attack
Ah.
action.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really? Kicking a door is an attack
Yes,
action.
it
Okay,
is.
fine.
Any violent motion is considered an attack.
I will never make cocktails while invisible.
Yes,
just in case.
not violently anyway. Don't shake that. Stir, not shake.
That's why James Bond was a magic user.
Right. Okay. So they go first. So this big creature is going to come up to you, and you're actually, wow, you're the best person for this to happen to. Hold on, just a second, guys. I need to look something up. I did not have this ready.
Is this in a charge range, or are they across the room?
Well, the creature, the big dinosaur creature, is rushing forward, so it's going to come right at Patty. The rest of the gnolls are taking positions. You don't even know how many there are. They're hiding behind the pillars, and you saw that they all had spears that could be thrown. Forgive me for just a minute. I need to look something up. I think this is out of 1. Monster Manual 1. You got a maul, right, Patty?
Yes.
Describe the maul to me.
It's a cinder block on a stick.
Okay.
That's my favorite thing to get from a food truck.
Yeah.
Indeed. You are, in fact, the best person to accept this. All right, here we go.
Oh no.
2 attacks. Okay, 2 attacks. All right. The 13. What's your
AC2.
AC2? That's actually going to miss. I think this is going to trigger something, but it's going to have to. It'll happen on your turn. All right. So the thing runs at you. making attacks with its tail that seem to just pass by you harmlessly, don't really hit you. Patty, you're still the first one through the door, taking up most of the door. You're fairly large. Thiber's right behind you, so you two are the most obvious targets. Everyone else is behind. So we're going to do 5 spears are thrown through the door. Okay, so let me...
I want to try and take up as much space in that doorway as possible.
Well, that saves
Yeah.
me the telling then. So only one of them is going to hit, but you do get hit by a spear. Okay, 2 points of damage. Make me a save versus poison, please. If you've got any benefits to help you against poison, you can apply that.
Oh yeah, I got a whole benefit as the fact of I pass.
You pass, no problem. You are not. Yeah, you're fine.
I have to roll at least an 8.
But here comes the nasty thing as the figure on the throne casts.
I ain't scared.
Let's see here. Actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't yet. It does not.
Yeah.
It's going to sit and watch for a bit. Okay. That is its turn. Segment 2, Grown Wolf, you were casting a spell. How many segments does it take, and what are you casting?
It is a 3-segment spell, and Richard, this is for you. It's fucking Fireball.
Right. What are you centering it on? This enormous...
So it does 33 squares, essentially, worth of coverage,
Yeah.
which I don't know if you can see where I'm drawing is roughly kind of like this-ish.
Okay, so you're going to center it on the throne.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
And so that is everything in that radius takes 6d6 damage.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. That will go off in 3 segments, though. So until then,
Right.
Patty, what are you doing? You're the one taking up the door, so no one else can really do anything until you move.
Yep. I'm going to. How big is this?
We're still casting?
It's
Or-
a large creature. Were you casting? Sorry.
yeah.
What are you casting, and how many segments does it take?
Oh, I'm casting Speak with Animals.
Okay, right. How many segments?
Yeah, let's see here.
It
Sorry.
takes a while, if I remember right.
No, oh,
Oh,
that's
man.
right. This thing is on tabs. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Speak with Animals. It'll take 6. No. 6 rounds. No, that's the
Rounds.
duration.
Wow. Yeah, so you're going to be standing there for
No,
a
that's
long
the duration.
time.
Oh, so that's not the duration of. That's the duration of how long it lasts, right?
Yeah, so how long does it take to cast? It should be in segments, although some of them
Oh,
are in
casting
rounds.
time 1 round.
Yeah, it's going to take the entire
Okay.
round to cast it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that won't go off until next time around. So Patty, what are you doing?
I'm going to keep the doorway blocked, and I'm gonna bonk it on the head.
Okay, you're keeping the doorway blocked. You bonk it on the head. Go ahead and make me a roll. Make me an attack roll.
Kabong.
That is a bad miss.
How about I use one of these rerolls, guys?
Go for it.
Alright, cool. Bonk. Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Aw,
All
low
3
damage.
points.
Okay.
Still hit.
Yeah, it takes damage. Now here's what I want you to do. This is going to kind of give something away. So I want the players to compartmentalize this information, please. Patty, roll me the chance you have of detecting illusions and phantasms and other such things.
Oh, that's a good number. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, it's only 25%. Illusion? Okay, 25%.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah. So no, you don't get any information from that. So you make your attack. Now you said you're still taking up the door. So unfortunately,
Yeah.
Thiber right behind Patty, who's like making himself big in the doorway, so you really can't get in. Is there anything you want to do?
Is there room to try to stab at the Anki from
Do you have a reach
between
weapon?
him or-
You got a weapon that gives you reach?
It's a two-handed sword.
I don't think that's a reach weapon though.
No.
It's got to be at least a
Use your
spear
bow.
or a pole arm.
Yeah, I've got my. What does it look like? If I can't do that, can I see through him passing up to shoot?
Yes, you can.
Like down
Yes,
the
you
hole?
can. I'll let you shoot
Okay, then.
through. You
Yeah,
can
then
shoot
I'm shooting
through
for-
Patty, and I'm sure he'll be fine.
Throw the sword over my shoulder.
Right. So what are you shooting at, Thyber?
The dude on the throne.
Dude on the throne. Okay, so that's
Whatever.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 120 feet. Whatever that
Uh-huh.
is for your range.
Will be medium.
Okay.
Hit him with a
So
longbow.
-2.
Yep.
First one.
'Kay.
14 will
You
hit.
believe that was right on target. Like you were going for a headshot, is right on target. The arrow, however, hits something about right there, 10 feet in front of the throne, and falls to the ground.
Like a barrier of some kind.
Some kind of barrier.
So then the other two shots just thud into it as well.
Okay. Actually, make me those shots. Actually, you know what? Oh, yeah, go ahead and roll for those shots. You hear the sound of shattering glass after you do your volley of arrows. All the arrows do drop in the air, but you hear the sound of shattering glass and the tinkling as the glass hits the floor. And you can see it kind of shard and vaporize, like right at 10 feet in front of the throne.
Okay.
Okay. Tristan, who I believe is invisible, but being blocked by Patty taking up the whole doorway, you can still shoot past him, but that would also make you not invisible.
Would it?
No, he has the sword.
An
Not
attack.
the sword.
Any attack while you're invisible. Well, no, you're right. No, you're
Yeah, 'cause
absolutely
the
right.
sword is
The sword's
permanent
the one doing it.
invisibility, so
Yeah,
I
the
don't
sword's
know.
doing it.
Yeah.
Patty is big enough that you could crawl under his leg or something if you wanted to.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, sure. Why
All right.
not?
So you're in
Get
the
out of
room.
way! Come on.
Let's say you're 10 feet in. What do you want to do? You are invisible.
Well, my plan was to sort of. I can't draw. To go to the left or right and then up the side, round to the back of the throat.
Sure.
So, I mean, that's going to take a long time to.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
suppose I could run,
10,
but
20,
yeah.
30. So I'm gonna. You can go. What's your movement?
I have a move speed of a number. That is somewhat, 60 for normal.
60. Okay. So if you want to double time it, you can move 12 boxes. Kind of just ping on where you
I mean,
want to.
that is.
Just kind of ping me on there where you want to
So,
be.
yeah, I'm sort of there. then.
Over here. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're down here somewhere. Okay, good enough. So what you see is there are 3 knolls. One here, one here, one here. So you can see down that back alley. That's where they are. So you double move. So that's your action. Okay, so spells. The first one that's going to go off is Fireball,
Yep.
and
66
luckily
unless
for
they save.
Tristan, he's not in the he's
Yeah.
not in the
Wow.
fireball zone. Okay, so go ahead and roll the damage. And do they get a save for half?
They do save for half, yeah.
Okay.
How many D6, 66 am I rolling? Or how many D6 am I rolling? Sorry.
What does it say? Everybody takes the same amount of damage that's in it. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So just roll my 66. Okay, cool.
Roll all 6s.
well.
No, that's good.
Pretty everywhere.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Well, 2 of the gnolls that were behind these 2 pillars just get immolated. The fire, now that Thyber has actually taken care of the glass screen that was
Nice.
dropped in front of here, does hit the throne and immolate it. But the creature, the gigantic gnoll behind it, just kind of laughs. Doesn't seem like he is taking damage at all.
Mm.
It has only one head, correct?
No. This is why I had you roll the intelligence roll. It has multiple heads. Yes.
Shit.
Hmm.
Uh,
I roll into the room and I yell fireball, and then I cast it and I like slide under Patty's legs a little bit to get the clear line of sight. So I'm maybe like 1 square in front of Patty right now, which is not great, but that's where I am.
right. So Jeff, your spell takes an entire round, so it will go off on your action on the next round. So let's have you roll the d6 for your side. Since your spell carries from one round to the next, you can't declare another spell because this spell goes off then. So 3. How about you, Grown Wolf? Are you casting again?
I am indeed casting again.
Okay, so you guys go first, which means the spell goes off. So did they get any kind of save for this, or Jeff?
Let's see here. Sorry. Speak with animals. No save.
Okay, but it
I can
doesn't make
speak with
them
them and-
necessarily. It doesn't make them friendly towards you. It just
I
allows
was
you.
just gonna say that it does make them
Okay.
somewhat friendly towards me.
Okay.
I could try to convince them to do favors for me and stuff like that. They're not charmed, but it's
Right.
like, oh,
So they're
you
not.
speak-
So they're at worst they're neutral. At worst they're neutral towards you.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me think about this for 1 second. What is their normal?
They're not charmed. They're just disarmed by your charm.
Normal alignment's neutral. I'm gonna say favorable. What do you say? You speak with animals. So what do you say?
I will tell it that, if you're being kept here out of your will, I will help you leave. I give the animal the spiel about being one of the men of the people of the ancient world. The whole
Okay.
druidic.
So
thing
there's
that
only
goes
so much you can
back.
say in the
Yeah,
6 seconds. So
So
yeah.
I will tell them, if you're being held against your will, I will help you free yourself. My
Yeah.
friends and I.
Okay.
I am from the elder world.
So it has animal intelligence. I'm going to say it's friendly towards you because its base alignment is neutral. I'm going to say that something also doesn't jive, though. Make me an intelligence check.
Okay. Let's see. How do you do the intelligence?
Oh, just
checks
roll a
on these
d20, and you want to be under your intelligence or equal to.
things? I got you. Okay.
Blackjack rules. Closer to, the better.
Damn. Over.
Over.
Nope.
Okay. You don't notice anything particularly special then. It actually pauses though, in its murderous rampage. Wow. Captain Karayan threw a bunch of chips on board. By the way, there's 300
Nice.
bits up there for people. So you distract it for now. So you had 6 seconds to say something, which made it pause.
Now, you said I could also talk to my comrades?
Friends, yep. Yep.
Okay, I'd like to let them know, leave the dinosaur to me.
Okay.
Don't attack it. Let me try to calm it down.
All right. Yeah, you yell that
Gotta
out.
do my druidy things,
Okay. Gromolf, did you say you were casting again?
I did indeed.
Okay. What are you casting this round, and how many segments?
I'm casting Sanctuary, and
good spell.
it's a 4-segment spell.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, as I slide through, yell fireball, and like char several of them, I immediately go Sanctuary.
Right. Wasn't me. It's like cast shift blame.
Exactly.
All right. They will get their turn before your segment
Yeah.
goes, though. So
Yeah.
that's that. Patty, you're still in the doorway. You did hear Talina yell out, "Leave the dinosaur to her." What do you do?
I am going to. Where's the nearest knoll behind a pole that I can see?
Probably right there, just out of the fireball. So you can charge him.
I am charging. Yep,
Okay.
I'm
Yep.
charging, and I'm gonna swing the maul so that if I do connect, I want to try and pin his head up against that pole, Just completely, maybe even take out the pole if I roll good enough.
And his head. Right. Go ahead and
Yeah.
make me a melee attack roll.
Uh, is this a charge?
It is a charge. Yeah. Any movement more than like just a few feet before you attack is
Ooh.
oh my
Holy.
gosh. Okay.
That hits a negative.
Yeah, it
10
definitely
plus.
hits, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, unfortunately. Only 4 points.
The pillar's large, though. Does the dude take damage to the pillar? Does the shot just go through and hit the pillar instead?
Sure. I will even say it cracks the pillar, but it does not kill your foe.
Alright.
All right, so that leaves Thiber. You shot last round, so you've got a bow and arrow in your hand. It looks like the flames did nothing to that figure on the throne, who you're starting to have suspicions. Tingling memory in the back of your head.
I'm gonna try to put 3 arrows into it.
Right, go for it.
Since I heard I'm
You heard
picturing
the-
a glass broke.
You heard the glass.
Was there room to move into the room some?
No, yes, now Patty has rushed forward, so the doorway's wide open.
Okay, so I want to rush to the pillar to the left there to try to get partial cover.
All right, so again, each of the squares is 10 feet, so however much your
Alright.
movement is.
Yeah, however close. I've got 12 is my base movement.
Okay, so you can go. You can move 12 as a charge. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well,
6.
not with the bow.
Right.
So I'm gonna still be at medium.
Okay. Go ahead.
First one. 11 probably wouldn't hit anyway. That would be a AC 3.
No, that's a miss. That hits.
Yeah, so that's a -1. Come on, fire. 2, and that's a miss. So if it's large, it got 9.
Okay, yeah. Your arrows go into it. Make me an intelligence check.
Yes. Half.
All right,
5 of
so
10.
the arrow that or the 2 arrows that missed were dead on. You were aiming right for the head, right between the eyes, but it seemed to pass right through the form. But the one that you did center a mass definitely hit and stuck, and like you see the form kind of lurch back and clutching its middle. Tristan.
This round, I'm just going to sprint,
Okay.
I think. So I'm just going to get up. Can I see any knolls behind the pillars
Yes.
at the very back?
The very back? No.
All right, okay. Then in which case, I'm just going to move this thing. Just go sort of, that is where I'm sort of running to. That
Okay.
pillar where there's a knoll behind there.
All right.
Yeah. So I will be ready to backstab it next round.
Sure. Yeah, that works just fine. And I believe that's everybody because Talina talked to the animal this time and got it to pause. So their turn before Gromwolf's spell goes off. So the first thing that's going to happen is, this is the sad part for you guys, I think. First of all, Patty and Thiber, Tristan, not you because he doesn't see you. You two guys make me save versus spell.
You're muted, Thiber.
I'm gonna
I always
use
lose the
a-
button on this sheet. Found it.
I'm using a reroll. I don't want to get hit
Made
by
it.
this.
What's the worst that could happen? You could turn
Also
in your
made
party and
a-
try and kill the wizard? That's happened once
Yeah.
already today. That's fine.
Right.
I'm getting
Also
used to
made a-
this. I'm gonna cast disguise self and just turn myself into Danny Glover so I can say I'm too old for this shit.
Thiber, you said you passed?
Correct.
What level are you?
7.
Okay. Patty, did you
And
pass or
now
fail?
5.
I passed.
What level are you?
5.
Okay. Patty, you drop unconscious. As just a wave of colorful light seemed to blind you for a moment, and the next thing you know, you're kissing pavement. You are
Wow.
out for a while. Thiber, the same
Oh,
thing
there's
happens to you, but you kind of shake it off. Okay.
You used to
And
go
it
to
is
raves a
from the
lot.
one.
All right. There are still 2 gnolls, though, that are close enough that they are going to cast spears at you, Thiber. Second
Where
one
did
will
the
hit
color spray come from?
the throne. 6 points of damage from a gnoll spear. This one was right here. Tristan, no one knows you're there. Talina, what does the creature do? What does the creature do? The creature talks back to you. It's very hungry. It's very hungry. It comes forward, kind of sniffs and snuffles at you. What weapon do you have in
I have
hand?
a spear. I have a spear in hand. Is it an herbivore
It-
or a carnivore?
Its tongue kind of comes out. It wraps around your spear. It licks up to the spear head that's made of metal, and it dissolves. And then it's still telling you, "I'm so
Oh,
hungry,
nice,
so
nice.
hungry." It's not being aggressive towards you. Just
Okay.
you happen to have that in your hand, and it's telling you that it's hungry. So that's what that does. Spellcaster went. Gnolls. Well, they're the ones that were incinerated. That's it. So, Groanwolf, your spell goes off. What does it do for you?
Sanctuary basically makes everyone treat me as a non-hostile combatant until I do something incredibly shady. I can even still cast as long as it's not an offensive spell.
I'm
So,
counting puns as being offensive.
Oh shit! Groanwolf immediately duct tapes his mouth just in case.
Okay.
But no, yeah. So
So
basically,
you can't be the target until you do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can be caught in AOE like
Right.
anything like that, but no one can target me specifically.
Okay. Spell goes off, which also means you can't move, so you're still out here. Talina's right inside the doorway because she's talking to the creature. Thiber's over here somewhere. Tristan's over here. Patty's out on the floor. So new round. Let's have Tristan roll for your side. And is anyone casting this round? You're casting. Okay.
No.
All right. So you guys go first.
Yay.
Segment 2. Did someone say they were casting or no?
Yep.
What are you casting?
Mirror image, and it's a 2-segment spell.
Okay, so they will get to go before it goes off. But you start
Okay.
casting. Okay. Let's
Super sanctuary.
let's find out what Talina. What are you doing? Make me an intelligence roll actually before you do anything else.
Not a wisdom, huh?
Actually, wisdom would work. I'd take wisdom. Ooh, bad roll though. Unless your wisdom's really high.
I have an 18 wisdom.
That's
Perfect.
blackjack.
Wow, crit.
That's a crit. This creature is not as it seems. As it greedily eats your spear, you might have actually reached down to stroke it or touch it, and you find that your hand moves through it. There is a creature here, but it is got an illusion cast upon it to make it look like something greater than it is. And actually, with an 18, I'm going to say that you know what it is. It's a rust monster. It is a rust monster that has a spell cast upon it to make it look bigger, larger. What do you want to do, given this knowledge?
I will, if my friends are near me,
Yeah.
I will let them know that illusions are in play and this creature is a rust monster.
Okay. You said near you. So Groanwolf is the only one near you. Did you want to yell that out so everyone else could hear it, or just Groanwolf that's literally right behind you?
Well, I don't want to blow the illusion.
Don't blow
'cause
it. So
somebody-
Groanwolf, you're going to be the only one to hear that.
Okay.
Okay.
So stay away from it, but just move on. I've got this going.
Okay. What were you casting, Groanwolf?
Mirror image.
Okay, that's right. It goes off in the next couple of
Yeah.
segments. Thiber?
How many other gnolls are up besides the one on the throne?
That you can see, there's the one on the throne. There's one to the left of you here. There's one up here. You see several dead from the still fires that are eating up some of the tapestry that was in this area here. It looks like 2 gnolls, the large dinosaur, and then the large almost deific gnome on the throne. Gnome, Null on the throne.
Do they still have throwing spears, or are they expended?
Expended.
Okay, so they're gonna have to charge. I'm gonna go ahead and launch 3 more arrows at the throne.
Yeah, go for it.
Actually, I'm gonna try to move to the next pillar before I shoot, so I can close the short range.
Yeah. If it's within half of your movement, you can do that. Oh, that hits. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that also hits, and it's also going to hurt.
Nice.
That one misses.
All right. All right. Again, the one that missed should have been right on. It seems like the ones going center of mass are taking, and the ones that are going higher up just seem to go right through the thing.
Mm.
All right.
I
That was.
disbelieve what I'm seeing. 'Cause
Yes.
I know that should.
Yes, you can.
That's just an intelligence
Good,
check. Isn't
yeah.
it?
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah. You might think it, but the thought is not strong enough that you can overcome the illusion.
Right.
Okay, so that's Thyber. Tristan.
The knoll that I am next to spontaneously generates a short sword in its spleen. hopefully. So
Dinner.
I'm guessing I get to backstab it, given that I'm
Yes,
invisible.
absolutely, absolutely.
And,
Put it in the
yeah.
soft bits. Oh my gosh.
Oh my!
Reroll.
How many
that.
ones?
Use a
How many
reroll.
ones have I
Use a
rolled?
reroll.
Oh man.
Reroll.
That's horrible. That is horrible.
I blame everybody but me.
Society.
All right.
15.
Yeah, that hits. And so with your extra damage, what do you end up doing?
6, because it triples the
Oh wow.
2 that I have rolled.
Okay. Yeah, you stab it, but good. It knows you're there now, or it knows someone's back there. So it'll turn around to try and engage what it can't see, but it knows there's something there. And I believe that is everybody. So
The only thing I have to do is just roll my d4 to see how many mirror images I get.
they
Otherwise,
go
I'm
they
good.
go before your mirror image goes
Oh,
off.
okay, right,
Yeah.
right. That's right. My bad.
All right. So
Yeah, but
Tristan,
he's not targetable anyway. So
That's correct. Yeah, I have a plan though,
The 100
Tristan.
bits and
it is
chat.
going to try and just kind of sweep out with its blade. There's no way. Oh well, there might be a way. What's your AC?
5.
Oh, it just hits. It just hits. All right. Sorry. Take 2 points of damage as its wild swing actually does graze you. But now make a save versus poison.
Hey, I just had that fixed. I would do if I could find my save versus poison button.
Save versus character sheet.
Yeah, I always lose those damn saves.
The saves are the easiest thing to misplace. You're both right. Yes.
Mhm.
Right, and I succeed.
Make it. Okay. It burns, but otherwise you are fine. Thyber, the one that threw a spear at you last time, just draws a sword and rushes you. That's going to miss completely as he stumbles and drops his sword and looks at you sheepishly. Yeah. However, the thing on the throne... actually, your mirror images will go off before its spell does. So go ahead, get your mirror image. Do you have to roll anything for that? Yeah, you got to roll how many things.
Yep. Doing that now. 4. There are now 5 grown wolves that are all sanctuaried in the room.
Until he
Unless that counts as hostile spell.
until
It's
he
up to you.
opens his mouth.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Hold on. I need to look up a spell.
Hopefully,
And-
casting mirror image doesn't include any nullish swear words that they would be offended by.
That's my mother you're talking about. Okay. Great. I hate the ones that tell you to refer back to another spell. Okay, here we go.
To choose your own spell adventure.
Yeah. Please turn to page. Except it doesn't actually tell me the page. All right.
At least it's not Pathfinder. It tells you to refer to book. You know,
Oh my gosh.
this or that
And
or
the thing
that.
it told me to refer to tells me to refer to something else.
I love this.
Okay. What level?
Oh, called it.
Druid spell. 7th level druid spell. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
You get like hallucinatory terrain or some shit.
Here, finally.
Okay, what level were you?
Oh dear.
Rust monster, also known as salt on the streets in the Midwest.
Thank God I got handfuls of daggers, man.
Yeah, you just pluck them out of me during the long rest. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
Okay. This actually, annoyingly, is also going to catch Tristan as well because it is a range effect all in the area. Basically, since you're in line of sight of it, you're going to get caught as well. Both of you guys roll me D100.
Tristan and who?
You, Thyber, sorry. Tristan and Thyber.
D100.
Yep.
76.
Oh, that's easy for you. You, Tristan, just have this mad on for this null that just cuts you, and you must destroy it. You must make it your bitch. You must. What did you get, Thyber?
It's going down.
43.
23. Thyber, you stand
43.
43. Okay, well, you stand confused as you're not exactly sure what you're doing or what this implement in your hand is. It's kind of hefty and weighty, and boy, it's sharp.
Yay, confusion spell.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right. So it's going to be next round, and let's even though Patty's unconscious on the ground, let's let him participate by rolling a d6 for your side. Is anyone casting?
Gave them a 6.
Yeah, you did, and they gave you a 3. Was anyone casting?
I am casting.
You are
yes.
casting. What are you casting? How many segments? You heard your companion tell you that things aren't as they seem last round.
Yeah, I am casting sleep on the thing on the throne.
Okay, you got range on it because you're still
I-
way back here.
Okay, you know what? Let me see. Let me double check the range on it. I thought it was pretty stout. No, I'm thinking of magic missile that's stout. It's I've only got 90 feet of range.
You won't be able to cast it this round. Then you're gonna have to at least move a little bit
Okay.
and then cast it though. So you're gonna move this round.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use that sanctuary to get
Yeah.
closer.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, so you can get as close as you have movement since nothing else can attack you, and very confused that why would this world allow so many grown wolves to exist because you're a travesty of nature.
Think of all the food. I
Jeff, what is your character doing? Rust
I'm gonna
monster in
be-
front of you is incredibly hungry. It's looking at your other metal gear on your body.
Yeah, and I've got the lantern and
Yeah.
I've got the daggers, and I'll be bringing them out like Lindor truffles. Like
Okay,
Lindor
so you're
chocolates,
gonna keep it.
Here's,
All right. Yeah.
Keep it here. Oh, bring it. Can it go through the doorway? Can it?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Okay.
the illusion can't, but the size of a general rust monster, like whatever's under there probably could. Do you
Right,
happen to
then-
have the non-weapon proficiency of animal training?
Yes, I do. Animal handling. I'm actually a mule, and it's a mule. I'm a mule skinner in the
All right.
in
Nice.
Ravnica, or Radic.
Make me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Okay. Let's see here. Damn, I had an 18 wisdom. But that's
Uh,
my,
you want to keep that, or do you want to use a reroll?
I
It's
will
not
do
going to
a
hurt you to
reroll.
keep it.
Okay, I will do a reroll.
You're going to do a
'cause-
reroll. All right.
Yeah, because I'm trying to
Dion,
do my
mark
part
it
for the
off.
team here.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
All
Well,
right.
there we go.
Wow.
Yeah. So like you're bonding with it, figuring out what it likes. You know, it doesn't really care about the quality as much as the mass. So maybe that lantern was the first bit it liked. Yeah, you're getting to train it a little, perhaps.
Yeah, trying
All
to,
right.
just and show it that I mean it no harm. I'm the food guy. I'm the food gal.
Yep.
you know.
Fiber, make me a save versus spell.
Yes.
Okay. After this round of confusion, you are fine. You'll come out of it. But this round, you're going to just kind of stand confused. Tristan, you must attack.
I will attack then, I think, after due consideration.
You still get consider his backstab because he can't see you.
That is what I was going to ask. Good to know.
Yeah, I know we're running late, but we're we're so close to the end of this encounter, so we'll just push on. Oh, look at that!
22 and tripled 18.
Oh yeah, you definitely stabbity def this thing. Go ahead.
I was going to say I take the time to keep stomping on it when it's down as well because I've been told to destroy it.
Make me a save versus spell.
Spell. Nope, definitely not.
Okay, you're gonna keep just stomping. You're just gonna keep stomping this guy into a paste until you're
I can get
convinced
behind
that you have vented every little bit of your spleen that you possibly can on this person. Okay, so I think that's all your turn. So they go next on 6. Grown Wolf, you move forward. Nothing can target you. Well, Fiber, the knoll that's there is going to attack you. Doesn't really care that you are enthralled. That's going to hit. Take 4 points of damage from that. Let's see. What do we want to do? We are going to... Who's close? He doesn't see Tristan. You would kind of fall out on accident. He believes that Thyber is under his sway. Okay, so it's going to target Jeff. You're the only one he can target. So he is going to cast a spell on you. If he's got the range on it, I think he does.
On me?
Yeah, on you.
Aren't I out of the door? I mean, out the doorway?
No. Oh, you took the creature out the doorway. You're right. You're out of
Yeah.
range. So
Yeah.
I guess he is going to try and cast on Thyber then, just because Thyber is the only one he sees that he can actually do anything about. Thyber, make me a save versus spell again.
Gonna re-roll.
Okay, go ahead. Nope.
How many do we have?
Yeah.
34
Again.
more.
34. Remember,
Yeah,
those can be used
literally,
as heals
just use
too. You might need them.
Oh, dang.
Another fail. You gonna keep
Oh, well,
at this?
Third time was the charm. So,
All right.
well,
Fail. Okay,
maybe.
so because of your level, you are not going to be knocked unconscious from the color spray, but do roll me a d4. Oh, that's actually not bad. You're just confused. You know, you're walking around kind of blind from the burst of colors in front of your face, but just for the next turn. And you know what? That's really all they got. It's really all they got. So next round, I know, Friendin, you were coming in for the kill, so that you're casting this round. I know that for sure.
Yep.
Jeff, your character went out the door, rounded the corner, so you're not really sure what's going on over there.
What my plan is, and I want to do this as quickly as
Yeah.
I can, I start telling the creature, my friend here, that I have a room full of food. Follow me.
Okay.
And let's go. And I'll take you
Oh,
to a
dang,
room full
yeah.
of food.
Okay.
Sounds like a nice place. Can I?
Yeah.
Grown will clear his head and is like, wait, what?
Wait, hold
Can I?
on. Can I go? Can I get in
Yeah,
on that?
New plan.
And I want to take it to A8
Right, and just devour that room. Okay,
as
yeah.
quickly as I can, and then come back.
Okay, yeah,
you
that's
know.
fine. I mean, is square. I mean, you can only you can do double your movement if you're running, and it can keep up with you. But
Right.
either way, I don't think you're going to be able to get back until another, maybe even 2 rounds. 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5,
Well,
6,
I'll do what I
12.
can.
Yep. Yeah,
And
that sounds good.
just one thing out of the way for these guys.
Sure.
So
Fiber, roll a d6 for your side. And I already know that you're casting Frinden. You guys go first. Frinden, how many
Nice.
segments does the spell take?
The spell takes 2 segments.
So they will get to go before you go. Your spell goes
Yeah.
off, but he can't target you anyway. Fiber, this is the round that you're confused. Tristan, you're going to be stomping
Stabby,
a
stab,
body
stab,
into the
stab.
ground. Go ahead and make me a save versus spell again.
I really should just stay in that bit of the character sheet so that I can find it. Hey!
You made it. Okay, so next round you can act normally. Patty, you're still unconscious. Who would have known it? You know, barbarians and colors put them right to sleep. All right, so this is going to be the interesting thing. Okay, so what he's casting is Thiber, you're still up. He really wants you to not be up. No, I think he's done. He casts a spell, which causes his physical form to kind of get weird at the edges, and it looks like not that there's duplicates of him, but like he's
Little
blurry.
blurry.
Yeah, that's what he's casting as he prepares to GTFO. Hold on, what spell level is that? I gotta make sure here because Frienden's about to cast.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, should have noted this before the game. Okay. Okay, Frienden, your spell goes off. What is it you do?
So with seeing him about to move away, I actually cast Stinking Cloud to try to keep him in place.
Okay. How much how much area does that cover?
It covers a 20-foot sphere.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Stink him up. What does it do to him? And does he get a save?
So he gets to save, and if he fails a save, he can't do shit for 1d4 plus 1 rounds other than be caught in it.
Makes the save. What happens if he makes it?
If he does, let's see. If they succeed, they can move from within the cloud and be free of the effects only after 1 round of gasping fresh air.
Okay,
So they're basically stunned for this round.
Well, he's already gone, so he's stunned all of next round.
Oh, right.
Yep. Okay. That is good. That is good. So we are going to the next round. Since all the enemies on this round are stunned, what do you guys want to do? So you'll basically have your action. Thiber, you're good now. Tristan, you're good now. Talina, you've deposited the rust monster into the room, and he's happy as pig and slop, and you're running back.
Yeah, double time in the back.
Yep.
Do I have any daggers left?
You never got to feeding it weapons, so you're good.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you won't make it back this round, unfortunately, but you are on your way back. So, Thiber, Tristan, Grownwolf, what are you guys doing? He's hacking and coughing, but his body is shifting and blurring, so it's kind of hard to target him.
He's in the cloud still. The cloud still remains, right? Or is that...
No, he's taken a step out of it because he made a save, but he still has to cough and choke this round.
Right.
The cloud is still there, though. Yeah, it's still there.
I'm casting this round for sure.
Okay, what are you casting?
Magic Missile, which is 1 segment.
Boom.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll the damage. Since he can't do anything this round, it won't matter.
Okay. It's actually going to be, what is it? I forget it. I think it's 5 times I roll at 5th level, isn't it? 3 times. I was way off. Yeah. It's 2 for every 2 levels. That's right. You know what? I'll take that damage.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
damn.
yeah. These streaking missiles of energy just hit the target, and again they go really low. Like this is a large null-like creature, but they all kind of go really low and hit the creature in the middle. You see him like grasping his section. He's groaning. He's coughing mucus. He's just really regretting some choices he's made in life.
Aim for the nards, I yelled to everyone.
Tristan, Thieber, what are you guys doing?
Uzi.
Isn't there one still on me?
There is one still on you.
I'm gonna cut him down. I'm just dropping the bow and doing the two-handed sword.
Sure. What does that hit?
11 hits. A 3.
Boom! 11 points of damage. You just cleave him in half. Guts go flying. You're free.
And
The
with my second attack, I'm pulling my patented over
Throwing
the hand throw.
the double-handed sword throw. Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
Come on, crit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey.
It
close.
transfixes the middle of the blur. The form is pulled off of the well, actually, it's impaled on the throne. And as soon as it does, the illusions all drop. And what you're looking at here is a gnome, a tiny little gnome that is dying his last as he doesn't believe that there is a double-handed sword just thrown 30 feet in the air, transfixing him to this throne. And,
It's like your wrestling finisher. It's like an RKO out of nowhere, but it's a double-handed sword.
Yeah.
he's looking
I
down
try
like,
not to overdo it, but I've tried to pick those moments where like this would be epic.
Yeah.
Right here.
yes.
And
that
it's
was
hit
definitely-
every time though, dude. Like every time.
I know. Knock on wood, man.
You have killed.
yeah.
I've got to give you the description. You have killed Wimple Frump, a lackluster illusionist of 8th level, though.
That's fantastic.
Wow. All right, so we'll leave the looting and what happens for next episode since we're way over tonight. We did start late though, so real quick, let's go through. Dion, what do you got going on? Give us your plugs there.
Not much. Find me on Twitch at Substances Used whenever I do decide to stream. Otherwise, you can find me doing D&D here and on Fulsham Arts channel and some point on Featherfall. I guess we're not doing it until like the 30th or something.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
I got to respond to a comment in the chat real quick. Longshot GM, no, this is not a lawful party. This isn't even a good party. No. Richard.
yeah, all right. Boxing, the sport where you jiggle somebody's meat jelly until they can't stand up or do simple sums. And if you can't stand up or do simple sums, why, you'd be perfect to come watch me play video games at LMTDTMFFR. Or, say it with me now, limited time offer. No vowels.
Or puns. Can't stand those either.
Unless I'm a guest, you know, then yeah.
Brendan.
Hi, I'm Friendon. You can find me under Friendon everywhere because the only thing larger than my mouth is my ego. I basically play on this game and draw art on my channel for tabletop. So thanks for having me, Bert.
Okay, cool. The Mighty Oak. What do you got going on?
Hey, other than Tuesdays here with you fine folks, you can catch me Friday and Saturday nights on Twitch and YouTube. URAENCE, doing some 5e homebrew stuff. Saturday night's my Grimdark homebrew.
Yeah, there is that.
Starting at midnight. Simple.
And Jeff, what do you got to plug there? I'm going to get your drive-through site.
Yeah,
What is that,
Drive Through RPG, Evil DM Productions. I got my Dicey Tales. I got Legends of Steel. And I'm here every Tuesday night, hopefully, and better for all.
Yeah, and second edition of Dicey Tales. Very soon. Very soon.
We are working on it.
Yeah. And if you found us, of course, you know we are at twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder. We stream here on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Next game is BX Dungeons and Dragons on Friday. Check out the podcast at Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.